Welcome back to Las Vegas for continued coverage of the 2025 PGT kickoff. It's time for the final table of event number 2 inside the PokerGO studio at Aria Resort and Casino. Let's have a look at today's lineup, which once again, as always, is a stacked one. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth for some expert analysis. Let's have some fun with this one. Whether you're catching us on YouTube or on PokerGo, please let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you're rooting for, as these are the names that are going to battle it out. Joey Weissman on top. 2 former WSOP main event finalists at this table, Joseph Cheong and Chino Rheem. Plenty more spectacular names, including the man who was also here yesterday, Mr. Patrick Leonard. More on him in just a few. The final 7 guaranteed $90,200 and $124,800 up top for the winner. A nice increase in players compared to event number 1, which sets us up for a strong week of poker action here from Las Vegas. The PGT kickoff lasts until Saturday, when we show you guys the final table of the 10K, which closes out this series. Double points up for grabs every single day in the race for the top 40 of the PGT Championship, which of course will be our $1 million free roll at the end of the year. And there it is, Mr. Pads. Oh man, I love those specs. I need those specs. My wife told me I am no longer allowed to buy new sunglasses, but I might have to fight her on this because those look really, really good. Pads here, back-to-back final tables, getting off to a good start on the PGT. Joey Weissman, however, who comes into the action here right away, has to be the favorite at this final table. Accomplished, seasoned, has done it before here in the studio. But Donnie, in summary, we're looking at yet another tough final table.
Yeah, very tough, of course. Joey Weissman got close to qualifying for the PGT Championship last year, ultimately didn't get in, but this could be a start of something big for him this season. Coming in here with the chip lead, of course, a great position to be in. 125K up top, double points, so get a nice little boost right at the start of the year. We've seen plenty of Sam Laskowitz here as he puts chips into the pot in the recent year and a half or so on the PGT, so he's back, trying to get back in to that championship. A couple of aces here. Favorable for Weissman, even though he didn't connect, just being the pre-flop raiser.
Weissman, $7.5 million in career tournament earnings from, Donnie, how do I say this? Syosset?
Syosset? Good question.
In New York. If
somebody will correct us.
Somebody will correct us. But yeah, Weissman, of course, has had success all over, winning a WSP bracelet dating back to 2012. Also, notably, here inside the studio, winning a US Poker Open event back in 2023. He's got 3 titles on the PGT, and like you said, barely missed out on the top 40 as he picks this pot up here to get things going.
Like, it's so quiet, like in the middle of their hands. I don't want to talk in the middle of their hand. You know what I mean? It's just like awkward. You know?
Stopped it before.
After, it's fine, right? But like in the middle with all this seriousness, like I'm just like, all right, whatever, right? Yeah. But it's just us, right? So it's like, I feel like we can, you know, because it's just us.
It's always just us.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care.
As always, friendly atmosphere inside the studio.
I wasn't even looking.
I saw. It's a good one.
I wasn't even looking in that
I'm
direction.
going to keep it.
Donnie, whenever I look into the eyes of Joseph Cheong, all I see is someone who is thinking of the next one-liner to dig a needle at someone or to have a quick quip. He doesn't speak often, but when he does, it's always like a long ball 3-pointer.
Okay.
Making fun of someone, which I love. Joseph Cheong, along with Chino Rheem, of course, the 2 former main event finalists, 2007 and 2012, respectively, if I'm correct.
I guess Weissman's just going to get king-queen every hand.
Wakey,
Just good.
Joseph Cheong defending with king-9 from the big blind. Similar to yesterday's proceedings, we got fairly deep stacks to start this thing off.
A handyman come the other day. my house.
Hit your cards to the box.
He woke me up, doorbell came down. He goes,
And if it hits here, it's
wakey,
dead.
wakey, eggs and bacon.
But it has to go in.
The
But if it
closest,
goes
I love
past.
this guy.
if it goes past, it's okay. If it hits here, it's dead.
Oh, all
Any
right.
closest to
As long as it doesn't hit the wall, you're saying.
yeah,
Oh, that's a great.
it's a good.
That would be awesome.
75.
It would just take too long. Some cards would fly off the table.
Wiseman
No, it could be
continues
the whole
for
game, like,
75K,
you
and
don't poke it, just that.
Chong quickly
Oh, that's
reaches
just part of the
that
game
King of
is
Hearts,
great.
perhaps
Yeah.
inviting
That
him,
would be insane.
inviting him in.
Yeah, King of Hearts, 1. He's got that 9,
You
which
take
slides
10
in there
cards, that's
nicely.
something. Because if you
Between
go
the
dead,
10 and the
it's
8,
unsafe.
Yeah.
If you get really
might
close,
be
I
some
think go for
frequency
it.
that King High is just good. You know, you can kind of get there in a showdown if you get a favorable turn card like he has here. You can try and take some initiative on the hand, and he does. Of course, we can see that Weissman did improve here to a pair of queens. Not that Weissman didn't have a hand already, but it does help when you're not playing with just high cards. So
Yeah, if you're Weissman here, Donnie, we can have concerns about the connectivity of the queen along with the 10-8. Also, of course, the third heart out there. But in general, your king-queen is still far too strong.
yeah, too strong to get away from, but also might not be strong enough to want to raise and, you know, get all the money in type of situation. So just call, pretty standard there. And we see Chong goes from worst to first. Nice
Yep.
little jack on the river.
Joseph Cheong hitting the gut shot straight on the river. Now will be looking for some value.
It does help Chong here that he has specifically King 9 as opposed to just having, let's say, a naked 9, like if he had 9-7, for example, because that King allows some blocking to Weissman having Ace-King. Weissman is more likely to have Ace-King in this scenario, being the pre-flop raiser, a little earlier position, although he is the big stack and he's going to be opening things up a bit. It does help to have that King working with you. Of course, you know, it makes the higher straight, but yes, blocking that hand as well.
All right, so Chong going for value. Pot-sized bet on the river, trying to chip away at Weissman's chip lead. Now, if you're Weissman here, a 9, of course, beats you. But which other concerns do you have? And is there still any sort of confidence here in a hand like King-Queen?
I mean, I think you just have a pure bluff catcher here. Most likely, I think looking at least a 9. Would Chong take that line or at least that sizing on the river with a 2-pair type of hand? Yeah, maybe he takes initiative on the turn, wants to deny some equity.
Maybe you really got somewhere to be,
But then
huh?
do you come, you know, that large of a sizing with 2-pair,
On my computer.
knowing that,
About
you know,
3.
Joey could easily have a 9 over there himself? But good fold, Mr. Weissman, and chip lead goes to Chong. By 5K, but chip lead goes to Chong.
Exactly. Breaking news. Joseph Cheong now the new chip leader in this event. Shout out to Colm in the chat, correcting me on my nonsense. 2008 and 2010 were the years that Chino Rheem and Joseph Cheong made main event final tables. I don't know where I got those other numbers from, but they were stuck in my head.
You said what, 2007 and what?
7 and 12. I don't
Oh,
even know.
Yeah, you're way
I
off.
don't even know what I'm doing. And you didn't correct me,
Well,
so
well,
Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to let you
just hang
do
myself.
your thing over there.
110.
Demetrius Campbell saying Pads is going to win PGT Player of the Year. I would love to chat with him after this final table to ask him about his ambitions. Because,
Well, I chatted with him before the final table.
well, go ahead then.
And not necessarily about his ambitions, although he was very inquisitive about the different series, how they play out, which ones have series leaderboard prizes, the points, what they qualify for, all that sort of stuff, which just leads me to believe that he's going to be going for it, right? He made some thoughts of it known last year towards the second half, or in the second half of the season, how he wants to play more of these live series. He does have a place now here in Vegas. You know, he splits his time between here and elsewhere, but so maybe we'll see a bit more of him. It always helps when somebody is making their maiden voyage here to the studio that they have some success early, because then they keep coming back. And with the way that Mr. Leonard's season is going, we might just see him at every final table. So far, he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2, off to a good start. And I think that any additional points won in the race for the PGT Top 40 will be a motivator to play in the very next series, because you want to keep on stacking up those points as we look at Chino Rheem picking up ace-king offsuit. By the way, Donnie, you lost the wager on when Chino Rheem was going to shout out his son, Leo. So on
Baby.
behalf of Chino Rheem, I'll do it myself. Leo, if you're watching, we love you. And I'm sure your dad will say that in about a moment when he wins this hand. Weissman 7 deuce suited in the big blind.
I mean, suited, you know, maybe you want to.
I honestly want to know how you guys know what the fuck I have right now.
Sixes.
Ace and a king.
I guess you
Ace
don't have
and
I was gonna say, I guess you don't have a pet.
Ace and a king is what I had.
A tight fold.
You showed?
I believe it because you fucking pulled those cards back. I was like, here we go. We about to see some Korean violence real quick.
Chino Rheem gets the win hand, and sitting on 29 big blinds, also very comfortable. The player who is the least comfortable right now is also one of the lesser-known players at this table, Natalie Ferguson. Short stacked on just 5 big blinds. Her top cash, a deep run in the 10K World Poker Tour Championship back in 2023. But other than that, this one of her premier results to be added to her hand and knob, and with each ladder, she'll look back on this run more fondly. From Los Angeles, playing poker for a living, I'm going to assume digging it out in the cash game streets.
Good spot here. She puts in just about half her stack with ace 6 off.
10 seconds.
Probably not going to get any action here.
Fold.
What?
Nice pickup here for Ferguson, who needs to finish 5th or better to get her largest live tournament score of her career. So I'm going to be rooting for that. I always like it when people set new personal bests. So let's see if Ferguson can improve upon that run she had at the World Poker Tour back in
I hope
2023.
to welcome someone to my company.
Yeah.
Today.
I hope to fold the heads up.
I wouldn't mind.
How many points did you need to qualify this year? 800?
No.
I don't even know what it was this
It was
year.
more than 800?
Yeah, I think the break was like 81. No, I think that was Danny Tang, and he bubbled it. So what?
Like 900-ish?
Yeah, no.
901 million. Okay.
840 or whatever. I was 42.
Were you close last year?
No, I didn't play.
I'm not even gonna look.
I've been in Asia like most of the year.
Let me see.
I'm just thinking like after we really run good for like this week,
Did you fade something?
then
And then be done.
be done.
Yeah,
So I
you
won't be
faded
here.
something.
I guess the World Series counts, right? So I'll be here forever.
Parts of
That's,
it, yeah.
Laskowitz and Zobian speculating on the points needed.
Yeah, I'd
Donnie,
like
do you
one
think that
qualifying
players in the early goings here of 2025 are already sort of thinking like, if I can hit
17
last year's
on
mark as far as what the top 40 needs,
Yes.
I can be in the hunt
I fucking
with
bubbled it.
the eyes on maybe a last chance type series?
Pay your dues.
Yeah,
Ren just bugged out
I
everything.
think that's a good target
Ren
coming
showed
in.
up to Texas on like the last day of
I mean,
3K.
There's also a
and
chance that
wins it
if the
beforehand.
field sizes grow year over year, you know, maybe you end up needing some more points, but I don't think it's going to be too many more. It'll probably be right around 950 to 1,000. You know, if you get up into 1,000 or above that territory, you're probably feeling pretty good overall in terms
I
of
like never feel nervous
qualification.
about
So
people, except Ren for some reason.
I would set the goal at 1,000, try and get there, and then of course, anything above that is
I do
gravy.
feel a little uneasy when he's in the hand.
You just feel like you're gonna lose.
He's at how much? 330? All in.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Ace here on the button for pads.
And like you
working
fold,
with
he shows you
just over
bluff.
20
You call, he
bigs.
shows you nuts.
Not good enough.
Are you calling your head? And
And then he gets there. Yeah. You just can't win.
Chino Rheem told me,
He
and
bubbled your life.
our colleague Tim
that last
Duckworth,
tournament.
at the end of the last chance series, that
King, queen, that is like
we can bet anything we want. He'll bet anything we want. He'll bet anyone out there that he will qualify
Dude, I love
for the
this man
championship.
so much, and I'm looking
Wow.
at him right now with
This-
the
this
thing on
season.
his
So
head, I'm like, this
he's
is
he's got
is, like,
his
insane.
eyes on the prize already.
He's locked in.
It's only
Yeah.
January. It's a good way to start.
Basically said, "There's no effing way. I'm missing this next year."
50.
Now, if we break down the type of player that makes it into the top 40, of course there will be some WSOP main event finalists who rack up a ton of points.
Whatever, man.
But
Whatever,
other than that, would you
I was
say that
even
the
for my
majority
bluff
are the players that
I don't know which
grind
one that was, but whatever, man.
our studio
King
events?
Jack.
Yeah, I mean a lot of it's
How's that a bluff?
like jet poker in
Oh,
general,
oh,
poker tournaments in
oh,
general,
oh,
volume
like
games.
Queen
You
10?
know,
Yeah.
put the reps in,
Can't win.
get the cashes, and just let those points add up.
How's it
Many
look?
of the
I
PGT
just put it
regulars,
on a win.
you know, Chino Rheem's one of
Like,
them.
I couldn't
Rob
help but
Zobian's
to
another
think
one. I know
in the
Chino
middle of
didn't
the hand, I'm
qualify,
like,
but
fucking,
Is it
this
off?
is like
Is it
my
under?
fucking,
He was
I got a
challenging.
fucking bazooka
I'm
his
still
ass
trying to
down
figure
under
this
me.
thing out. It's tough to like put it on good.
I'm for real, I was like, Taliban ass looking.
It's not your style, Joe.
No.
I got a hat too. Join the hat crew. Maybe need to spend some nights in the desert and then
It's true.
Yeah.
We are in the desert.
get that vibe.
Like sour stuff.
I really did as a kid. We used to get them,
10 seconds.
you know, those like squirt things, the candies.
Baby's gonna sell the whole fucking studio.
I have so many of them. I just want to get rid of them.
Did you bring the mango ones?
No, Helmy took them last time.
Oh, those are the last of the mangoes?
Yeah.
Patrick
You should
Leonard,
give some to Nat. She likes sour.
Do you like
a very
sour
playable
stuff?
ace-10
I
off.
can't do so. I mean, I don't hate it.
It doesn't sound like she likes.
She does.
130.
Like I like sour stuff, and I still don't like it. So.
Off 21 bigs, Leonard making it
How much did you start with
130K.
that?
1.2. Or you have 1.1 now.
I'll take a fresh bag off your hands. I'm good for a bag.
Chip stack's like not super visible.
Blueberry or strawberry? Blueberry or strawberry?
Oh, I haven't tried them.
You got, what do you mean? You got so much. Give him one of each,
He
brother.
only wants one.
I don't know if I've ever tried it.
You gotta give him one of each.
I tried to give him more. He
It's
didn't want them
Joey,
before.
dude.
He didn't want them.
No, they're good. They're just hard to eat.
And if he don't like it, just hit, you know, he'll pass it on to Nelly,
Yeah,
bro.
it was
Do
better
it.
the other way.
No, Nelly wouldn't like
Yeah, I
it.
mean, they're in hundreds and this top
I
one.
can't see the stacks behind.
Sure.
You see my chips? Are you good?
Yeah, you're good.
What are
You
you
see
talking
mine?
about? Candy?
You're
Yeah, Joseph Cheong, he was in the studio earlier today while we were hanging out before the final table
that's
while I was talking to Patrick Leonard. Comes in,
That's all.
asks us if
You
we
should be
like
ashamed.
sour candy because he got this new candy and it's
Okay.
too sour
Oh,
for him.
too sour.
So then
Okay.
he was trying to give it to Pads and I.
What's his bad sat? Like 2 million?
Who knows?
What do you
So
want?
he's got this extra sour candy that he doesn't really want
can see.
because it's too sour for him. And he's
I assume
I can see
trying to
just
give it
one.
out.
stacks, right? 1 point.
Yeah.
trying to make
Come
the-
on, guys.
whole final table turn sour over here.
Hope so, yeah.
1.2235.
They're 100. They're, yeah. It's a million.
Like if you have a fourth stack on
He
the
does.
bottom, I cannot see it.
Yeah. It's,
All right, guys.
It's 6 plus 1, right?
Well, I don't understand what you guys say you can't see of his stack. It's what's wrong with the way he's doing it?
Well,
Well, you're
when
also
you're on
right
this
next
side
to
of the table,
Yeah, you can't
one of
see
them
it.
is blocked.
Which one is blocked that you can't see
You
is what I'm
gotta
asking.
get the purple
No, it's
one
good.
from
No, it's
now.
good. No, this is
No,
good
it's
right
good. The
yeah,
one
Purple's
that's-
Which one could
Not
you
big
not
chips
see?
in the back.
now.
This guy's a
The
pro.
purple?
The one in the back right.
Well, now they're there. They're always in the front.
Oh, like that. You're saying like that one now? You can't see it?
Yeah.
I'll check.
You checked? Oh.
Get it.
You could assume.
I can't see my last stack now, but okay.
Paz is doing his complete absolute best right now to just mindfuck you both over there. I think it's
Big
working.
chips in the front, guys. Come on.
I mean, he used to stack his chips in like 26.
Now we got some
so.
people in the chat on PokerGo,
It's
Poker,
pretty
Poker
good.
Chat Pro, who's always there.
think
Says
so.
Fergie needs some
What
chips.
is this?
Come on.
What's the slander going on here?
Indeed, she
Yeah,
does.
slander, strategy.
50.
Natalie Ferguson on 7 bigs.
Definitely not
Got some
strategy.
work to
That is
do.
definitely slander.
Smoke 427, confusing Zobian with Zamani.
Oh, I have this memory.
I can see people make that mistake,
never-
but
Back to 22.
Zobian
No, I
a
have
lot
memory.
more
Like,
well kept, if you will.
Let's call it.
Got the
2015?
beard trimmed and the hair
Bellagio, 10K?
dialed.
And Bonomo called you out on the way you stacked your chips. You recall that?
I think you're dreaming,
No,
guys.
bro.
I believe Joey.
Actually,
I'm
I
trying
do
to
remember.
tilt.
Wait, Bonomo called out
I mean, he
pads
might never
first?
show up to
People-
the
he
studio
stacked
after
He didn't
this.
call
ever
me out.
again.
He asked if I put them into 20s. They were in 15s or something.
I think he said something along the lines of like everyone stacks them neatly in 20s. Like why are you being so difficult or something like that.
190.
Yeah, but that's not the
Yeah.
whatever.
Whether he's right or wrong.
Right, I just
remember.
Someone's going on tilt.
Our so-called slander is just counting your strategy of whatever you're doing with your chips.
I was stacking. I had a lot of chips. I was stacking a pot, and they were in messy, and he wanted me to be
That
a
could
certain
be.
way.
Yeah, that could be.
But I was playing the pot.
Oh, look at this. Chong with the 4, finding the
tell me
call.
what is
Donnie,
that?
run me
That-
through this one.
Is that a 10 high? And what is that? That's a bottom
Good call.
pair?
Joseph that 7
Baby.
blocker.
Got somewhere to be.
And a 7.
Sometimes curiosity kills the cat. Sometimes you're right.
I mean, it's the Joseph Cheong show for now. Off to a good start of the 3.3 million as Sam Laskowitz drops down to 1.5.
I'm eagerly awaiting a fairly sizable chip lead from Chong because I think he'll just start emptying the clip, which would be a lot of fun. It'll be entertainment.
Which,
right?
of course, is something that he will forever be known for. Was it A7 into queens?
Yeah, ace-7, ace-3, something like that.
I busted Osmus twice just there, so I'm like a lock to win this basically.
I would need odds against you in the pitching game.
Actually folds around
Oh,
to
and the
Laskowitz
luck?
on
You'd be
the
a big
button.
fave.
No
Ace
luck-
deuce
no luck
offsuit.
games on.
By the way,
Alright.
shout out to
We've had
one of
a
our
lot
guest
luck
viewers on
practice.
PokerGo saying, watching from the Wisconsin work truck. Well, hope you don't get stuck in the snow. I saw some horrible images from across the country. Peter Donnie is asking, where is Daniel Negreanu? Have you tried to contact him? Have you been to the house?
Nope.
What is
nope.
going on?
I mean, he usually skips the smaller buy-in stuff on the PGT, so not something too surprising that he's not here.
Ferguson off the small stack makes the call with 6-5 of clubs as we see ace queen 7 roll off the deck. Not the flop that she was looking for. Perhaps looking to get her money in, flopping a good draw or some kind of pair combo. But in this case, Laskowitz the one picking up top pair
You could have a stack behind you
with
like
the
that.
small spade.
It's hard to satisfy everyone.
Yeah, Ferguson just going to be done with this one. Not even a gutter. Not even a single club. It's just nothing.
Not even a sniff.
Not even
Yeah, I don't know what
You know,
everyone's angle looks
one
like. I can see
undercard.
as clear as-
Just
Yeah.
all
Or maybe
overcards
like
to her
some-
hand.
you know,
I mean, it's just
Spades are hot. No,
Brutal.
I couldn't see it.
I have to make an
No, I was
apology
just saying that everyone has
to
like
a
it's
player
hard
at
to
the table.
like for everyone to see everything at all times. Like he's
If
saying
you do it
like,
like-
like
if you
Aram
do it
Zobian,
like
also a
purple behind his
former
purple, we
main
wouldn't
event
know. It's
finalist.
really hard to tell.
Yeah, fifth
go-
place?
Keep them all
Someone in
linear.
the chat, sixth place in 2018.
Yeah, stack.
Someone in the chat pointed it out to me. I am
I
not
can,
on my
but
game.
I'm
I was reading through the bios
You just know.
before the show, and I do not even know how I missed that.
Yeah.
And I was even there at that final table
bad for
covering it.
sure.
So
I couldn't
once
see
again,
it, but
apologies
just
for my
ask
Yeah, me too. I'm
you
just
know what I mean?
Or just
lack
open
of
it
brain power
a lot.
to get this day going.
It's like 2008 where everyone had like just mountains.
A lot of options.
Chong and Rheem made the final table of the main event during the era where players still had enormous chip stacks, which, in my opinion, looks so cool.
Yeah, Daniel didn't play the Last Chance Series either because he was already qualified, very much so, for the PGT $1 Million Championship. he was pretty firmly in second place, trailing only Jeremy Osmus. So not really much to gain there. If you don't want to play, just take that time off, come in fresh for the championship, and go from there. So that's why he missed those ones, which were 10K buy-in events. But, yeah.
Speaking of Ren, he's coming today.
Bring it on.
Exciting.
The slurping sound made by Chino Rheem made me think of milkshakes. My wife and I were having a conversation about
kind of got him good in that.
what's the best
Did he?
milkshake.
I know they were both.
And
Ren got.
I'm very boring. I said vanilla is the best
He just came up to
milkshake.
me and was like, "Yo, coach."
And then I said the only milkshake I've ever had is from McDonald's because I never really used to get milkshakes, and she was like appalled that I said that the McDonald's milkshake was very good. So Donnie, I ask you, what is the best milkshake and where from? Because I might need to
Don't ask me.
expand my horizons.
Don't ask me.
You're not a milkshake guy?
I just mean in terms of like.
Not really,
Stuff
no.
is winning some like, very
I
meaningful.
mean, I would
pots,
probably
like
agree with you that
Diplo
vanilla's up
and
there.
Superman.
Here we go.
Let's go. Like really getting.
She had a
angry
blueberry
and kinda
banana
getting around the
I'm
milkshake.
not like really out there like
medicine.
grabbing milkshakes like left and right, you know?
I mean,
I don't even know where you can get milkshakes.
I wish
Other than like
These are, like,
McDonald's.
I wish I had the type of life where I could just
touchdown Tom Brady
grab a
and done to
milkshake
him.
whenever I want it. But I would go sideways real fast.
You just seem like getting up and just doing some like squats or something, jumping jacks on the side.
A video, like selfie. Ren just,
Chino
like,
Rheem opening it
jumping
up to
jacks.
110K. Queen Jack offsuit. Getting it done.
Ren's in sick shape. I think he runs like 3 miles.
He runs
every
a
day.
lot, yeah.
Like 4, or maybe 5 miles, like every day.
Yeah.
Oh, we open up a can of worms in the chat.
He told me he used to be fat. So he just started
Whataburger shakes are being
fat,
touted.
fat. So he just started running and stopped eating like candy and stuff.
That makes sense.
I'm hearing
That'll
word
do it.
of peanut butter shakes, Five Guys Oreo shake, Carl's Jr. hand scooped strawberry. I think I just gained a bunch of weight reading the chat, but I will try that. PokerGo, someone says banana milkshake from Sonic. Oh, by the way, my father-in-law for Christmas, I think this was 2 years ago, he made a peanut butter screwball milkshake. And it's one of the best things I've ever had.
I will say that when I was in college in North Carolina, we definitely used to go get some shakes at Cookout.
Cookout. Is
Quite a
I
bit.
think
Is
it
it a
was
chain
golf, though,
restaurant?
but, I mean, we'll
Yeah, but it's like
Nicer?
southern.
we'll
No,
give him the little
Oh,
raise,
I mean-
whatever.
but it's
Yeah,
just
we'll
in
give him
that
the
region.
pot. See, just like that.
And they had a huge menu of like these shakes.
Right.
Voice cracked a little, I think. Couldn't get it out.
But I mean, that was
I heard it. You heard it? Yeah.
18 years ago. I mean, I don't even remember what they tasted like.
Donnie, you're so old.
I am old and withered.
Yeah, peanut butter whiskey milkshake. I forgot about that. That's my favorite. John in the chat says, I dated a girl that liked to eat milkshakes with fries. I've seen my wife do that, and I'm appalled by it.
Like dip them.
Dip them.
I know some people do that with the Frosties at Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
Does a Frosty qualify as a
can we do
milkshake?
on-
Is that?
what can we
I
do
kinda
I mean, it's the
is.
same like
Right now,
consistency,
too.
but is it actually a milkshake?
You start dropping some hard
Back
Fs
to the
in.
action
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Ferguson
yeah, that.
moving
Yeah,
all
yeah,
in with
fine.
queens.
So we know that I'll be rocking them Tritons, baby.
Let's go.
Waited
You
for
can start showing
a big hand, and it finally showed
good
up.
shit.
Joey
Right.
Weissman
AI
AI
also
something or whatever.
finding a
Right,
yeah.
huge one.
Right, okay.
You know the company name at least?
Yeah. But I forgot it. Yeah.
So you don't know it.
No, I do. Good luck.
Call 185.
Good luck, Nanny.
Look at this.
Thank you.
Some trickery perhaps
Get in
from
there.
Weissman.
Really?
Just making the
Yeah.
call.
that good? You want to triple up?
Just get in there.
Do you want me in there as well? You don't want to answer that right this second? Okay, let me. Oh.
Never a dull moment when Chino Rheem's involved. An A6
What
of diamonds,
is going
Donnie.
on? How much?
Getting the price here.
185.
These are all mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
Do you think we can see a flop here?
Call.
Call.
I think I
She
would
said,
just
get
muck
in there.
this
We're gonna
hand.
get in there with her. Get in there, and we're just gonna. 185.
Mixed raise on the side call.
All right, so 655 in the main pot.
Good spot for Ferguson.
Yeah, all other betting on the side. Ferguson in a great spot here to triple up. 367,
Check.
keeping Weissman without a pair. Rheem now improving to a pair of sixes. Action goes check, check. Understandably so. Ferguson will still be very pleased with the board, and the 3 on the turn will make her feel even more confident, especially if these two guys are not betting.
200.
But Rheem tosses out 200. Feels like a cheap way for Weissman to see what cards his opponents are involved with. Oh, and he's going to come along and make the call. Interesting choice here by Weissman. River is the 4 of spades. Ferguson is going to get the check mark. Still some betting on the side, but we already know that Ferguson is going to find herself a triple up.
Check.
Pocket 8.
Side call.
Action goes check, check. Ferguson tabling pocket queens.
Okay, so I break even.
And
you.
Chino Rheem wins the side pot.
Oh, I profit.
15,000.
Yeah, you won a
I
little
want
bit,
to make
sir.
sure the homegirl got the triple instead of the double.
Queens, ace, king,
My friend.
ace, 6 suited.
So you see.
All right, so we are still 7-handed here as Natalie Ferguson triples up, and now with 655,000 has quite a bit of room here, back up to 13 big blinds.
You have no idea. I really, really was. I was rooting for you to get that ace on the river.
I don't blame you.
Donnie, why do you think that Weissman called the turn there?
I mean, he could have 2 live cards. His hand could easily be good. You know, even if Chino's betting a hand like, let's say, I don't know, 2 8s.
What happens
for
after this hand?
example. I mean, he's got some equity there.
How many more?
Yeah.
Okay. What out of what? 1 out of 4.
10 seconds.
Raise.
Raise 100.
Weissman back to the raising game. Of course, still sitting on a big stack, but Joseph Cheong's chip lead has grown by virtue of Weissman trending down a little bit. Patrick Leonard has been the quietest player at the table so far. Only a VPIP of 7% here as we are 15 hands into this final table. Looking for a spot. Chino Rheem now is going to try to see a flop here in position versus Weissman. Ace 10-9 shows up. Overcards to Rheem's pair. Also, Weissman with a straight draw. Lots of excitement in the chat for the Ferguson comeback. Gotta love it when a new player gets some people to rally. 2 quick checks here. Turn 8 of hearts, giving Weissman the nut straight.
Weissman might just want to start betting here, start trying to build a pot. Hopefully he can target, you know, some 1-pair type hands that might check back. I don't think with Chino's holdings, gonna continue, but I've been surprised by Chino before. You know, you can get a little frisky out there. I think this one probably just hits the muck. Yep.
Yeah, Rheem gets away from it.
I feel like Weissman needed that one. Just needed to pull some chips his way. You know.
Nice.
It always feels better when you get to stack a few.
6 of hearts, 6 of spades.
All right, still 7-handed here at the Event 2 final table as we look at the road to the championship. The top 40 players will qualify for the $1 million free roll, and these players, of course, all starting to earn some points with a long year still up ahead. But you, listening, watching right now, can also win a seat. See the exclusive Dream Seat opportunities for fans and viewers over at pgt.com/dream-seat. I can highly recommend you to go check that out because who knows, we might see you here in the Dream Seat Invitational. So pgt.com/dream-seat.
How much you got?
I was thinking that.
Be pretty sick if you had a chance to mix it up with the likes of Dan Legrano and Jeremy Osmus playing for that $1 million prize pool.
Might see Leonard get involved here. Finally, I know he's been a bit quiet here.
Fold.
Oh, he's going to take a conservative approach. I mean, don't hate it. He's kind of in that weird ICM spot.
I see. Me? 1.4.
Okay, here we go.
What would you like to see Laskowitz do in this situation, given the stack sizes?
Get the money in.
We're just jamming 32 bigs.
I mean, I know obviously you have 3 shorter stacks, 4 shorter stacks behind you, Chino being one of them. I always just view Chino as the type of player who's willing to open things up and not just like make
How much do you have, bro?
pretty tight folds. So that said, I think you can just comfortably attack with the 10s. It's good enough to, you know, if you do get jammed on here, I think you can call it off.
Now let's play some hypotheticals. What hand is Chino shoving there? And does Laskowitz always react with the call? He's just going to accept his fate?
Shit. You can tell me what you had.
10s.
Yeah, I think there's going to be enough 9s, 8s, maybe 7s, ace, king, ace, queens of the world that you're just going to get in there with the 10s. I don't think he's 3-betting the 10s to fold them.
Ace 9, HH, Samuel.
Chino, I mean, I think Chino comes with ace, queen. Offsuit, a little bit more of a consideration, you know. Depends how much he wants to play the ICM game or if he's one of those ICM is for poor people type of players. You know, I think I'm pretty comfortable saying that Patrick Leonard's going to be the most ICM conscious player. He talks about this spots openly if you follow him on social media. You know how all these situations are very, very delicate. He studies a lot of these spots, plays a lot online with some of the best players in the world. So he's very well versed in what to do and how to approach certain spots. Whereas some of these players that are more of the live variety, like a Chino, you know, maybe they're just a little bit more willing to get in there and get after it.
Cheong making it 150 to go, and Ferguson calling from the big blind. King deuce 3 giving Ferguson a gut shot and backdoor clubs. Now we are shallow here, Donnie, but can we still peel to see a turn card?
I think you can. I think the bet size is comfortable enough. You have those back doors. You have that immediate straight draw. There can even be some frequency that your ace high is just good and you can maneuver your way to a showdown relatively cheaply playing this in position. Gets a good turn card here. 6 of clubs.
Yeah, 6 of clubs. Terrific card for Ferguson. Now, if Cheong decides to give up here, would you lean towards a bet here in the case of Ferguson and she decides not to, arriving on the river now with just ace high.
Yeah, I think checking back is fine. You have a lot of equity there that you can just take to the dome, and she's not going to get there at all. Ace jack high going to be good. I mean, it's a tricky spot for her there on the river, too. I know you miss, and there's going to be a lot of times when your ace high is just good.
11,
Oh, we're up here.
30, 60.
Thanks, Stella.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's a look at that beautiful Las Vegas skyline as we remind you to join the tribe, grow the game, and pursue mastery over at octopipoker.ai. Octopi Poker is the most accessible poker study platform for all skill levels, so sign up right now for free, or if you become a paying member, you will be entered into a raffle that'll give you a chance to perhaps play in event number 1 of the 2025 Poker Masters, which will take place right here in this building at the PokerGO studio.
Thank you.
Ferguson back very short now after losing that pot, so keep an eye on that. She's
Try to take my card.
sub 10 big blinds for sure. About 6.5 bigs, and Patrick Leonard's got ace queen
How many
off.
cameras do you think are in this room alone, dude?
10 seconds.
There's a lot.
Chino getting
At
paranoid.
least 2. At least 2.
They're always
Yeah,
watching.
right.
We're always watching, buddy.
Big brother is watching.
Extension.
Leonard with ace queen off comes in for 135. Is there any sort of specific thought process behind raising to 120, 130, 135?
Yeah, I wish Yunki was
I think
here.
in Leonard's
Maybe
case, he's probably
championship
going
results on the
slightly
screen.
larger just to prevent Weissman from defending so
hilarious.
easily. Not that Weissman can't
enough.
defend relatively freely, because he is,
He just knew.
you know,
us
pretty
best.
good on chips here.
You knew?
Were you there?
But it's not the min raise, so the price
He
isn't
got
that
in
good.
Jacks
So
versus Joey's 8s.
you
and
see a hand
Oh,
like this, the
on
king
the
7
buzzer
off.
there.
Does he?
Not that he wouldn't have
always
folded
yells
that
at
anyway.
me.
He might have,
No,
yes,
he's
but
like, I have
you're giving him a
really-
better
he
price
was
if you
like,
just come in
I'm
for
very
the min.
sad. A very sad feeling. And Joe hit an 8 in the window.
I did really feel like I was going to win that one.
Actually, yeah, Joey said
You
it.
were
Yeah, you
relaxed.
said it.
I mean, you got so many chips too, so you're like,
It helps.
It's like 17 bucks.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot.
It was literally
400.
17.
17 at like
Hijack small blind.
25K big blind, right?
Yeah,
Wait, he raised or he jammed?
he jammed.
It's like
Oh, he jammed. So.
raise, jam, call.
Oh, he rejammed on somebody.
No, I did open hijack, he jammed small blind.
Ah, okay. I've won
10
one,
seconds.
basically.
Power play, 2 more levels. All in.
Before break.
It's 3 total.
Wiseman applying maximum pressure
That's
on
it.
Leonard.
Yeah.
Queen 3 offsuit. Seems risky though, Donnie. Queen 3 offsuit.
What are we
Or
putting now?
you
60,
always
right?
have
Wow, so good.
plenty
you
of
only
fold
needed
equity
to
there.
look one.
I mean, I think you have a
You
lot
wanna
of
look at one?
fold equity.
Yeah.
Like, it's just very
no, I looked
hard
at
there
7,
for
and I was considering do I call 7
Leonard to be able to
I looked
call.
at the other one.
Okay.
I think Weissman is one of those players where he's extremely locked
was
into the
always locked.
situation, and I would lean that he's very in tune with how Patrick
Lucky
Leonard
hand.
is going to
Careful with
approach
that.
this type of final
Sevens?
table.
No.
And being where Patrick
for you?
Leonard is in
Lucky?
chips,
Yeah.
he's gonna need a premium,
So-
right? I mean, it's
I
just.
3-bet
And if
Chrissy
you
with
run into
7
it, you run into
yesterday.
it, right? But it's going to be
And
very
she
hard
shoved
there
on me and I
for Leonard
folded,
to call.
and I rabbit hunted and it came 7 deuce.
There you go.
And shit, ace king of hearts.
He made quads with 7s yesterday.
Oh, I did make quads versus you with 7 yesterday. That's true. Forgot about that one.
Quads.
daily quads, Donnie.
Me,
You,
I
got,
have
you gotta hit it.
4, 7,
1.2.
1.15
Sense.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
real sense.
1.15.
Chong's been a relatively quiet for him as the chip leader. But of course, here he's got the ace-3 suited, so he's going to
Feeling
get
like
in
it's
there.
going to be more after this hand. I don't know why.
I hope so.
I have that
You
feeling.
feel confident?
Yeah.
Is anyone more of a field player than Chino?
No, no,
Like
definitely
in
not.
today's poker world.
You know, it's also weird.
30.
The fact that Chino is here at the final table means he can't walk in on the final table.
That is
Like
true.
the meta has been broken. Chino Rheem doing his best Helmut impersonation by always showing up to whatever the final table of the day is.
I would just
But
like
right
to
now
say
he's already
if it's
here.
not more
Who was
after
here
this
yesterday,
hand,
by the way?
I'm
Phil Helmuth.
thinking-
Yeah.
And his son.
Oh, and
son.
he almost made the final table.
What's
Phil
the-
Helmuth,
Yes. Yeah.
the dad,
You're
almost
right.
made the final. I think he got, what,
Perfectly
10th place?
10th place. Yes.
Yep. His son played as well. Didn't go as far as his dad, but still out there battling.
I would love to overhear a poker strategy conversation between father and son Helmuth. For those that are into the old school poker, we've been releasing some WSB Classic episodes.
I watched one last night for like.
Oh my god. They're so
I just
good.
clicked on it, and then next thing you know, it was like 40 minutes.
We
had
should do
passed,
something.
and I was just in there.
Collectively, as a-
Which one?
never mind that. We
Um,
can't do that one.
There was one like up on top of the YouTube
What
page
was it?
where Helmuth
I was
is
gonna
on
say we
the,
should
on
just
the
try
thumbnail.
it.
Yeah, that's the
Go
one I
around
clicked, and I was just
The
like,
whole
yeah, I'm
fucking
in.
table. but
The iconic
kinda
Gavin
really not
Griffin
fair for
I was watching
final table.
yeah, Gavin Griffin, Gabe Thaler, Ram
Yep.
Vaswani. Like,
Iconic
it's just-
stuff.
I was like
Yeah,
watching it, and I was
true.
like, did these guys have like
Never know.
6 big blinds each? Like, what is even happening?
Incredible.
And I
stuff.
remember, I mean, you don't realize it then,
That-
but
The
like,
middle black.
there's nothing on the screen
Right.
other than like the person, their cards, and like maybe their bet size, but like you don't know what the
Well,
blinds
once
are.
they pad
You have
full,
no
look
idea what
at
anyone's
red
stacks
five.
are unless they show the leaderboard sometime
Do
in
a
between a
round.
hand. So it was just a
Basic
different
setting,
world.
go
Like
in,
you're just
right?
completely flying blind. Like this guy raised, which what looked like 80% of his stack.
I'm just
And it
gonna
was
tell
like
you,
he
I'm-
put
if I
out like
look down at two red
120K,
fives right now, I'm
and then
gonna go all in.
when they
That's
did the
crazy.
whole like he called all in, the pot only went from like 120 to 160. I was like, so he had like a third of his stack behind, and he like just tanked forever. I was like, what's going on here? But it's incredible content. I mean, it really does hit that nostalgia vein.
Oh, absolutely.
Really good.
I think you're safe. I don't think so.
Donnie, you have to realize too that one day this will be nostalgia.
Yeah,
190.
for sure.
Raise 190.
Time extension.
Zobian attacking here, attacking that limp from Chino Rheem. Chino's just kind of handcuffed here, can't really do anything. As emphasized by the hand funeral.
He had black fives. Red ones he was going, the black. He then folded.
Deck. Black fives, we got a problem.
Poker Chat Pro saying high stakes poker season 1 through 5
Black
is
five, I
also
can just fucking
greatness.
4-bet right there and free roll the entire hand.
Totally agree.
Yeah, why not?
Small blind ante.
Oh, look at this. The second 5 of clubs.
Full bet.
Exactly.
Give the chips back.
Exactly.
That's sharp.
What sucks?
I think you get penalty actually.
What sucks?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Who gets
penalty.
the penalty?
He was ignorant. He didn't see.
No, you get a penalty.
Who gets the penalty?
No, bro.
Why?
Almost an
You
hour.
play with the knowledge of it. It happened to me before.
Could we take a short break in a little while? Is that possible? So like, 52. Yeah. Yeah, like a couple minutes only. Okay.
Next time you want
I'm
to
wondering
fold,
why you're saying this sucks in the middle of my
Oh, you gotta go.
No.
we
Because
can,
it's
I
almost
told
going to be
him
the
I'll
big
do
one.
27.
I mean, we have so many time. We can wait if you want. Next time you fold.
That's true.
Dude, yeah, I'll
We
use
don't
like
need it, bro.
I'll use like.
We'll all take one each if you want.
What's going on? You got a free?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use any anyway.
It's not like dire. Like, I can wait.
What's wrong? Y'all gotta use the restroom?
Yeah.
So go.
Raise 120.
Right now, it doesn't seem prudent. But
Super premium here
mean,
from
you should go-
Weissman.
oh, it's your
Finds
blind.
Queen says Chino Rheem encourages Aram Zobian to just go and run for it.
Ren knows it. True. I barely-
Wiseman's trying to keep a straight face after raising. It's just nonsense happening. It's great.
We don't need one. I'll use 3 time banks for him. We're good.
Are you guys down? Majority rules? No?
I can be quick, obviously.
375.
I'm not.
Oh, look at this. Bad timing for Zobian, perhaps feeling some of that pressure on the bladder.
Maybe not. I'll do it in the next hand. In the big
Involving
blind. You fold small.
or changing maybe his mind on how to play this hand.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
he's
good.
got one of those hands where
Unless he
it
says
has some good
shit,
blocker
then-
properties up against somebody who's been
have to do
active in Joey Weissman, one of the chip leaders. You know, Cheong had already gotten out of the way under the gun, so Weissman assumes that spot of chip leaders, so he's not going to call this off. It's just a 3-bet fold, but he's going to lose that 375 as we see the jam there from Joey.
I'll go on.
Weissman back up to 3.2 million.
Okay.
Zobian
I expect the
below
same
a
from
million.
you.
Yeah,
3. Half your time, thanks.
I could spare it. I don't need these.
I just need like 2 for a slow roll.
Coleman never got you back for that?
I mean, he's never getting back. It's so obvious.
Earl asking
Where's Cole?
one of the
Florida?
He went to,
Still?
he went to
your
Disney.
favorite questions to
Yeah,
answer,
I can
Remko.
Okay.
Can anyone enter these tournaments?
No,
Orlando?
because you have to have $5,000.
Okay, yeah. But other than that, yes.
Yes.
You can come on down to
We'll
the
get him
studio. If you got the cash,
Probably,
you can
yeah.
buy in.
Yeah,
I know it's often like
Still
people
won't
think like this is a
change it
club or some exclusive thing that you can't come play at the studio. No, if these PGT events are open
What'd you
events.
start with?
All the PGT events are open
1.1.
events. So as Remko said, as long as you have the buy-in amount,
He's going bathroom.
you can come on down to the studio
Yeah.
and you can play.
Pro, right there. He knows when to go to the bathroom.
even
How
play.
to stack the chips so nobody can see them.
All in.
He literally just walks slowly.
And Aram Zobian coming over the top for 920 with ace-10 offsuit after Chino Rheem raised to 125.
Oh, sure.
Looks like
I know when it's safe.
820.
Though. This is not a safe hand. I knew it.
Chino Rheem.
Yeah, and I think this is evidence of one of those situations where I think a lot of players would just fold the Jack-10 off. I know you are in later position being in the cutoff seat, but you still have sub-20 bigs. You're raising into Joseph Cheong's big blind. He's the chip leader, so can be a little bit more of a risky spot. There are some rejam stacks behind you in Zobian and Laskowitz.
In Asia,
So.
like, we'll be
Maybe deal slow.
and like 3 guys.
But Chino just, like I said, he kind of gets after it a little bit more than you might expect.
And I'm like, they're like chip leaders too.
Yeah.
Or like short set. They don't care. And it's like,
That's
okay.
amazing.
Keep playing.
Right on time.
Wait, did you go as well, Sam, or no?
He did not go.
Oh, I thought you were going, so I just went to.
He said he's not going to cut off.
Oh, I thought because he RFI'd, you were just gonna go.
Yeah, I told him I would wait for him. I was wondering why you walked just.
Well, I shouldn't have-
nonchalantly
I
walked.
shouldn't-
I just knew that was not going to get he jammed, so I kind of.
Yeah, we can still tank.
Yeah, I would have used 3 time banks first. I said it, but
Yeah, but.
I
he's all in. That
tanked
doesn't-
4 of clubs.
3 seconds.
Wow.
What a hand to come back to.
Patrick Leonard runs to the bathroom, comes back
Black.
just in time
Alright,
to find pocket
Is
aces.
low.
Low black.
Maybe this will look a little bit like a tilt raise because nobody waited for him as he went to relieve himself.
just have fucking.
And here we go.
That might
Leonard.
identify as metal.
Opening things up, making it 135. And Rheem finds 10s.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
we got a big clash on our hands potentially here.
10 seconds.
This is just an absolute setup.
Oh, and Rheem shoves over the top. Quite a few more players to get through.
Oh!
And kings for Laskowitz. Wow. Absolute monster clash right here at the Event 2 final table of the PGT kickoff. Leonard with the raise, Rheem with the quick jam, and now Laskowitz with pocket kings
1-1.
salivating at the idea of getting his money in here and perhaps sending Rheem to the rail. But little does he know, Leonard actually with the goods here.
I mean, this hand is wild in and of itself, aces, kings,
Yeah.
and 10s, but then you have the whole bathroom thing coming into play. I mean, good lord.
I mean, someone's about to be able to take a really long bathroom break because We're going to see some bloodshed in this hand.
Time extension.
Natalie Ferguson, a happy spectator of what might become a three-way all-in.
All in.
And there we go. The shove from Laskowitz. 110 dead there as... oh, and two 10s dead.
I need a 10.
And Leonard with a snap call. No
I need a
10s
10.
left in the deck for Chino Rheem.
I need a 10.
Laskowitz looking for a king.
Maybe this will be your first one.
Yeah, I have not won an 80-20 in here, so that would be good.
I would really, really appreciate it if you please put up the 10 of diamonds or the 10 of spades.
What if they put an ace or a king?
Without those.
Okay.
We're asking for a lot here. But
Patrick Leonard
you never know.
with a chance to triple up. And his odds are very good right now. 3.3 million in the middle. The biggest pot of the day so far.
I kind of do fit.
Here comes the flop.
10 of diamonds.
Jack 5-9.
Fucking almost.
Some
if you put another
backdoor
four-side diamond,
possibilities here,
we're there.
but no 10s available to Chino Rheem.
We're just there.
Laskowitz
Four-side diamond is 100%. Ready?
looking for
Boom.
a king.
Oh my God, four-side again. If you put another four-sider, it's like 50-50.
The only card that can ruin Leonard's party right now is one of the two remaining kings.
Good luck,
It's
guys.
not there. Patrick Leonard with the massive triple up. Almost into the chip lead. Chino Rheem headed for the exit, and Sam Laskowitz left, which is 580K. This will probably be the hand of the day as it completely shifts the dynamic of this final table.
It's insane how often I get coolered in here. I make more final tables than anyone, man. I get coolered every fucking time.
I was just thinking, it was last chance, a week and a half
He's
ago,
gonna
whatever
be
it was,
too
that
early.
he got cooler.
Make
I think it was
final
Jackson to Queens, maybe Jackson to King, something like that. But
Correct.
similar situation, and that
Yeah,
was
sick. I
extra
would've missed
painful
the
for
same.
Laskowitz because he was
Like,
chasing the whole top 40 of the leaderboard thing. You know, it's like,
Fucking crazy.
yeah, you can't blame the guy for feeling a little sour with the way things have
Out of
broken
10.
in the studio
Out
as
of
of
10
late for
also.
him.
I didn't want to. Good thing I didn't say it because you would have said.
I didn't want to say anything.
I had the 10 of
I
diamonds that
was
he was
still
calling
rooting for
for.
his
So
10 of diamonds. But
I thought he would
didn't
hit
want to
his
mess up the juju. Just
I thought he would
in
win
case.
out everyone. But he had 0 outs.
There's probably like 8 more kings in the deck too. It's never coming. They're all at the bottom.
I had 2 kings.
Literally never won one of those.
Have you won an event here before? Oh, you've been me. Fuck. I've gotten third
I've
place.
never won like a 80-20 though. Or 20.
You're like 2 weeks early, Sam.
You gave me a plus. Thank you so much.
What an absolutely ridiculous hand there. As Patrick Leonard stacks up more than 3 million in chips right now.
It's me? Yeah,
I mentioned how I talked with him before play. He was hanging out in the studio, drinking a coffee, getting ready. He is wearing a different hoodie,
Can you please
and if
stack
you
your
follow
chips?
Patrick on social media, or maybe you're in his Telegram channel for his poker journey, he was talking about how he switched up the hoodie today, feeling like this one might be a little bit more lucky than the last one after he didn't perform too well yesterday, ultimately went out in 6th place. Still a good run overall, but obviously had aspirations for more. And maybe now, this is the new lucky hoodie for Pads.
No, you can just leave up. Maybe take this. That's trash, right?
Yeah, you.
Chong here comes in with the raise on
Thank
the
you.
button. Weissman's going to defend from the big blind. King, queen. Two of the
Trying to do
bigger
the
stacks
She
here.
saw me go and get aces, and now she's doing it. That's smart.
I'm going to play slow, please.
All right. You got 3 time banks if you need it.
I'll go slow.
Ace, 8-3 rainbow.
I know you can't go slow, so I'll take a little extra.
No, that's why I committed 3 time banks to the whole
Oh,
thing.
you committed 3 time banks?
Yeah.
Zoom, zoom.
Nope, no action yet. Yep.
All for this guy.
You don't have to do that. I don't think.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm just waiting.
So
I told
Weissman
Sam.
No, I
checked,
know,
and
but
you have
Chong
some-
said
You could
that he's
just
gonna
act
use
an
some
upside
time
down.
banks here to slow this thing down while
You don't
a
need
couple of the
to
players
All right.
run over to the restroom, which is about 20 feet away, so shouldn't take too long.
I know yours are precious, so
I need mine. That's true.
Chong is generally a pretty quick player, so even if he does lose these 3 time extensions, it's probably not going to be the biggest thing in the world to him.
That's not even.
Rarely
That wasn't
uses
even a
them.
full go. That was like just like a relief go.
I'll wait for it too. Why not?
10 seconds.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I looked down at 2 kings.
It's the worst beat I've ever taken in my life.
Time extension.
Maybe the that Jack 4 suited, actually.
You're running good if that's the
Jack
case.
four?
Yeah. And you made a flush.
I wonder how Sam would have reacted if he got Felipe'd.
I forgot about that hand.
She's coming? Okay. How many died? 2?
Talking about that for months.
10 seconds.
That's 100,000.
Was it
So they're back, and Chong gets right back into betting, 100K here,
You didn't like
in
your
position, just attacking this type of texture as
just
a
kinda
pre-flop
messy, I guess.
raiser.
I'm
4
waiting.
on the turn does make Chong
Waiting for the
open-ended.
break. Especially when I have a big beard. It's like, man, it's brutal.
$400,000.
It was a long hand.
Another bet there from Chong, and that gets the job done.
Makes you feel any better. I guarantee you, I've taken the worst bad beats in my lifetime to win anybody.
Okay.
If you'd like to take your poker game to the next level, you can do so now with PokerGo VIP. It includes an annual subscription to PokerGo. Run it once. Just head on over to PokerGo.com today. You can join or you can upgrade today. Just hit
That was
that
like 30K
VIP level plan and get on in
When
there.
we win the final table, second place had less than that.
Low 3s maybe.
Okay, similar.
Or 3.
Johnny?
Second had less than that? Wow. How did he finish?
He got 4. I busted him in third.
Sorry.
A lot of sick hands from that one.
Yeah, the final table all ones were like made for TV.
Yeah.
King 9 suited here for Chong. Comes in with the raise.
Rocky.
Mad Athletic.
I saw the sickest edit.
Queens again for Ferguson. And once
Yeah,
again, her
ace-queen,
money
Like
is
when
going
the cards
in.
came out, it was just like these sunglasses like shot over his eyes. Like
Patrick
animation.
Leonard
I was like,
quickly asked for a count. He's
Yeah,
got ace-7 off from the big blind.
Been looking for that edit since.
The question is, can Ferguson do it again? Sam Laskowitz would have loved to be on the right side of a cooler, but his kings were no good. But Ferguson's queens well out in front, as we might see a triple up again.
Yeah, here we go.
See the flop here, 2 overcards, 2 Ferguson's pair, and neither show up here as we see Jack 10-10 looking extremely safe here, because if Chong hits his straight, that would give Ferguson a full house. King or an ace, of course, still in play. Backdoor clubs available as well as Chong bets 100,000. Whoa, what was that?
I don't know what that was.
Sounded like a damn elephant.
Yeah, that shit never gets old.
What is happening?
10 seconds.
I wanted to have a nice day, you know?
And look at this, Leonard gets out of the way. Ferguson's going to table the queens, and Cheong looking for a king and a king only, or backdoor clubs to send her to the
How do you feel
rail.
about the queen of clubs on the turn?
She's well on her way to a second triple up at this final table. Ferguson is going to need to push on through to get out of the danger zone. If her hand holds up here, 6 of spades on the turn keeps her very safe indeed. Let's see the river card. It's not a king, so Natalie Ferguson gets her second triple up in only a few hands time.
That's what I get for going to the restroom and missing my small blind.
Back up over.
Yeah, worked out.
These are big blinds.
Good threes.
Let's see if she can build from here.
All right.
Are you surprised?
Good outs.
Maybe.
Multiple.
All right, chat. Let us know. Do you think Natalie Ferguson will be able to get her stack up over $1 million chips? Meaning, can she find another double up? I've already declared I'm on her team. I want her to get the largest score of her career.
10 seconds.
Donnie, is there anything Ferguson can force herself? Or is it just too tough in this lineup, given the stack sizes, where she's going to have to get the cards to make something happen?
I mean, yeah, obviously the cards help, but, you know, take advantage of some opportunities. For example, we saw her earlier at least attempt to get her chips in with the ace-6 off from the button. You know, just those types of spots you definitely can't afford to pass up on. Try and get those as right as possible, and just hopefully build your stack from there. You know, yeah, it helps to get good cards along the way, good distribution, yes, but there are going to be some spots where she's going to need to pounce if the opportunity does present itself. It does get interesting now for her, though, coming off that double up, because she moves ahead of Laskowitz. So, you know, if she wants to be a little bit more ICM conscious than she was before as a severe short stack, now is likely going to be that time to do so.
Ace.
3 more hands, guys. 3 more hands. I'm sorry about that, but they're doing a last call for South and Ivy. Anybody interested in ordering from them?
Yeah.
I think of other crazy things I've taken.
No, good.
Like 2 tables with these other shots, Sam Remo. EPT one was really big.
3 hands.
It's got like 5 or 6 bet, king, 7, shooting my aces. All the chips in play.
Just the avocado toast.
That was a different time, man. That's crazy.
2
But it was
poached
like
eggs.
2011, so he was just like, what's supposed to do? What's supposed to do?
Well, 3 total. 3 total eggs. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else, Salt and Ivy?
No thanks.
And he was like a top pro back then.
Really?
Kings for Weissman.
140.
140.
He's been picking up some hands, this guy. Patrick Leonard with 5s. Small pocket pair, deep stacks. On the button. Is there room for creativity with smaller pairs these days, Donnie?
Yeah, I mean, the stacks is interesting here. Both these guys are big. I mean, that would lead me to want to just flat here. Leonard does get to play in position. I think there's enough available in terms of them being both 50 big blinds deep each that Leonard can just take this in the set mining approach and try and obviously win a huge one.
Call.
Well, Laskowitz is also going to come along, and we're going to have 3 players going to the flop with Leonard in position. Ace, 9, 10 on the flop. Kings still out in front, but Weissman is not going to like the sight of this, even though he has the king of diamonds in his hand.
Probably no one really likes this all that much, you know.
Right.
I mean, Weissman's thinking there can be some decent aces in the range for Leonard. He's behind me. Leonard's obviously got those fives, doesn't have a diamond in his hand. Laskowitz obviously, you know, he whiffed, but he does have that straight draw to Broadway, but
action doesn't get checked to Leonard, and he's going to take a stab here. Are you surprised to see this, or does the passive action encourage him to sort of always take a stab here?
yeah, I thought just, you know, following pads, knowing kind of what he talks about, he might have taken fives with the five of diamonds here and definitely bet that hand. But this one, I mean, I think it's fine as well, just attacking the passive nature of his opponents, just applying pressure.
It'd be low.
Eights, yeah.
8. The sour.
Oh, they're mango.
Coming in with this, you know, a small size here. If Laskowitz ended up connecting and comes with a check jam, you know, Leonard's probably just going to get away from his hand, not really risk too much. Still ultimately gets to be able to play in position against Weissman when
I know.
it's going to be very hard for Wiseman to have a hand here that he's just going to want to play a massive pot with, just given where these two are in chips. So
yeah, these are pillows.
I think Pads is really going to leverage that.
Now,
Yeah,
this 6 on the turn, mostly seen as a blank,
8 also.
is Pads encouraged to continue stabbing because of the lack of strength Weissman is showing? Is Weissman taking this line with any sort of ace king, ace queen, ace jack type hand?
Yeah, I do forwards.
Can Leonard bet him off a pair such as kings, queens, or jacks?
Yeah, if Leonard bets here, I think he's going to want to size up a bit
I
here.
6 the other day for the first time in a while, and I like.
He is going to just like to check behind, so I kind of tell him he's just done with it here.
Like mostly in my throat, I was like.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Laskowitz, Weissman can have aces here that he's just, again, not wanting to just play a massive 100 big blind pot with top pair, even if it is top pair, top kicker. You know, he can just take kind of a conservative approach to things.
10 seconds.
And then if your pads as well, similar sort of situation where kind of took your shot on the flop.
Time extension.
Maybe you don't feel like your opponent's going to be folding out many aces.
Weissman opts to check again. Now, with this amount of passive play shown, can Pats change his mind here, or is he simply not telling a good enough story in that case?
No, I think he could continue to tell a story here if he wants to.
10 seconds.
I do think if he took the line of bet flop check back turn, he's going to want to size up here still on the river. Just put a lot of pressure on hands like Weissman hands, the kings, queens, jacks of the world.
Instead, it goes check, check. Weissman going to table the kings and rake in this pot. It's never fun when you see an ace on the board holding kings. If you're catching us right now on YouTube, please don't forget to smash that like button. We hit 500 likes on yesterday's broadcast. We're only at 130 right now, so if you're with us right now, it helps spread the word on these final tables on the PGT. So please do us a favor, smash the like button. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We are live every day this week until Saturday when the 10K closes this PGT Kickoff Series out. So please join us for all those final tables. And Ferguson finds ace-9 suited here.
10 seconds.
11 big blinds. And it looks as though she's going to come in for the raise. Do you like just raising off a small stack like this, or do you think that shoving might perhaps have a better outcome?
No, I think you can just raise the ace-9. I think you can even find raise folds with it.
10 seconds.
but she gets the best outcome, of course. Just everyone folds, you just collect the pot. That's the best thing that can happen to you in poker is everyone can just fold to you, because then you're never going to lose.
And also, you know, 2 more of those, and she'll be up over $1 million. Dust slowly settling here on that massive pot that Chino sent Chino Rheem to the rail. Laskowitz very much clipped by finding kings at the wrong time, sitting on 350K. He'll be the player that everyone looks at to be all in next.
Is that a stack of 20? Almost 20?
Yeah.
Nice one here for Cheong, ace queen suited.
10 seconds.
Right, 150.
Call.
Call.
Ferguson again trying her luck in a blind battle versus Joseph Cheong. The last time she had some opportunity, but opted to take a passive route, which led to the hand being checked down and Cheong winning with the better ace high. In this case, Ferguson pairs up with her 3, and she's gonna take a stab at this.
Yeah, I know she did improve to the best hand, but also type of flop that she probably feels pretty comfortable with. Calling in position, you know, she can have a lot of kind of connectivity with that board. Queen here on the turn swings things right back in Cheong's favor.
Action goes check, check, 3 of hearts. So, excuse me, 7 of hearts completes the board. Ferguson, again, looks at a losing proposition.
Cheong just going to try and get some value here. A little bit over half pot, 300 into 560.
On.
Wow. And Ferguson moves all in on the river, and the snap fold from Joseph Cheong. Welcome to my company, Natalie Ferguson. What a move.
That was incredible.
Out of nowhere. Got the king of hearts in her hands?
Yeah, it did pop into my mind, and then my eyes went to her stack size, and I said, there can't be any fold equity here, can there? Like
Wow.
It wasn't even 2x. If the graphics were correct, he bet 300. She had 530, 560 behind. So, I mean...
Oh, my God. Have we just...
Maybe also a little bit if she thinks that the other players think she's playing very snug,
right,
then she can capitalize on that image.
100%. And Joseph Cheong didn't even hesitate. Natalie Ferguson has been crafting her image for quite some time at this final table, has only shown down queens twice, and uses the opportunity to bet Joseph Cheong off the best hand. And now, look at this. Sitting on just shy of 1.4 million, she is a real contender after that enormous bluff. And Laskowitz moves all in with this final 350K, hoping to pick up at least the blinds and antes. The chat goes absolutely wild after that hand by Natalie Ferguson. I mean, that's one way to sort of pick that one spot where you really need the fold, be snug for a long time. I mean, respect to her.
I'm pretty floored, to be honest. I mean, obviously it's easy to see things when you're sitting here in the booth, but I can't say I agree with the river decision from Cheong. Just when you're going to be betting there, I think you have to call it off.
Right. Do you think Cheong acted too fast?
Not necessarily, because I think Cheong always acts fast. I think it was more so that he bet already knowing what was going to happen if he got jammed on. Just
Right.
in his mind. He's like, okay, I'm going to bet this. If she jams on me, I'm just going to fold. Like, that's was his approach there. I do think that that's a spot that's probably quite largely under bluffed. I just also think that the price is.
Given the circumstances versus Weissman, does he think that he needs to show some major resistance because he can't just give Weissman credit for a big hand?
That's 750.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Weissman is probably going to take a polar approach here from the small blind. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's just on this type of disconnected texture that's just kind of whiffing, right? And I don't think when you call with the 9-5 suited in position, you flop second pair, again, on a disconnected board, you have that backdoor flush draw to go with it that you can just fold. I think that that's far too tight. Now things do get, you know, a little bit more dicey for Leonard. This is a very tricky spot. Weissman does continue to tell this story. He's doing so in a fairly aggressive measure, now firing 750. So is this a premium hand? I mean, it's very hard.
Well, Leonard gets out of the way, and Weissman chips back up. Now sitting with over 4 million, as Leonard has lost 1 million chips since that massive three-way all-in. Joseph Cheong, meanwhile, holding real steady around the 3 million chip mark, as Laskowitz again lets out some primal type grunt.
He still can't get over the king and ace.
Right.
He's
the grunt master.
Yeah, and do note, you mentioned the million chips that have gone out of Patrick Leonard's stack. They've gone to Joey Weissman. You know, he tried to bluff on that flop. He did call in position pre-flop with the 5s versus Weissman's kings. There was that. And then we saw this hand here where he lost some more to Joey.
Seconds. Time extension.
Leonard with the jam onto Zobian, who gets out of the way. Aram Zobian, Donnie, the quietest player at the table. He's just literally waiting in the corner for something good to happen.
I'll let you know in a second.
I mean, he got involved once trying to 3-bet the
This
king
is
jack
always
off.
on the
That's
okay.
really all I can remember
Like
him getting
2.3 -ish.
involved with. Other than that, he's just kind of been chilling.
2.5. Okay.
I'm just going to keep blue change outside of that. It's in the end, and then
Got it. Nice. And Joey got like 3.5 or something.
A little more.
Shout out to DJ Stretch in the chat for the $2 donation. I mean, that Ferguson
I
bluff
think they really
worth
should have
the donation
stacks dynamics.
I was thinking that starts day.
for sure.
Right, it does that right.
By the way, to all the
I
new
think I have
viewers,
about
please
4.
smash
I'm sure
the
you do, yeah.
like button
2.9.
and subscribe to
Yeah.
the channel. It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's spread out the wealth, man.
I have been.
That's me.
Nice hand here. Ace queen off for the
Yeah.
chip leader.
What-
He's just
what
going to
was
get
he for the
after it. Out of the cutoff is Weissman.
10 seconds.
Like 180.
Action folds around to Zobian on 11 big blinds.
He looks interested. I mean, we don't know his hand yet, but he's okay. Not that interested.
And look at this. DJ Stretch raising it up. The $20 donation in the chat. Thank you so much. That goes straight into the coffee fund. No joke. Donnie and I during WSOP literally dip into the funds to get ourselves, you know, not the cheap stuff. You know, we got to get a good one every now and then.
Well, nothing's cheap on this trip.
That's also a fact. That is also a fact.
I mean, this is a tough spot here for Laskowitz. You know Weissman's just going to be getting after it
10 seconds.
with a lot of different hands. Now you're here as short stacked as he is.
Time extension.
You have an ace yourself. I mean, kudos to Laskowitz there for being able to get away from that one. Well done by him. Probably also more difficult when you're kind of steaming a little bit after what happened earlier, right? I mean, it's not fun running kings into aces. It's such a big spot. But he's still battling.
I struck a chord in the chat, people now complaining about how the price of coffee is so insane. Unless I'm actually at a place for an extended period of time, I always just love making coffee at home. Get a whole bag of quality beans for like 16 bucks. Get a little creative sometimes. We have like a little espresso machine. We have a little AeroPress, depending on how I'm feeling.
I mean, I enjoy just making coffee at home too. Yeah, I mean, I'm a weirdo. I like the way coffee smells. So once it smells up the house, I'm just like,
I love it.
You know,
my wife gets
best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Okay, slow down, slow down, back off,
dude. My mom drinks Folgers, and I want to blow up the house every time I go home. Not only does she drink Folgers,
okay,
she drinks Folgers half calf.
Half calf?
Yeah, I'm like, Mom.
That's a crime.
Mom, I will pay for your coffee. like what's going on?
Oh man, back to the action here as Zobian finally gets the winning hand, jams the ace-10, takes it down. But yeah, WSOP is my peak coffee purchasing time. We just spent so much time over at the Horseshoe. The I guess it's a Lavazza there. Has pretty decent coffee. Other than that, though.
Yeah, so we'll go exploring because there's actually two other places as well.
Oh.
That one of them's, I think, just like a. It's on the Paris side.
Okay.
But it's just like a Paris brand or whatever. There's three other ones now that I think about it that I've been to.
I guess we'll have to do some comparative analysis.
10 seconds.
Ace-10 for our chip leader Weissman. Certainly good enough for him to get in there. Not that he necessarily needs all that much, being
160.
a pretty big chip leader like he is. Do note that players are playing 40,000, 80,000. Another tough spot here that Laskowitz finds himself in. 350K on the button. Ace-3 suited. I mean, look at this guy, just the discipline to find these folds. It's just great.
He's channeling his inner Sean Winter.
I mean, it's one thing to fold it if, let's say, Patrick Leonard or Zobian raises. Joey Weissman's the big chip leader. Like, he's going to be getting after it, you know? So, you know, good on Laskowitz.
Ferguson tossing in the extra chips to make the call. Of course, min raise from the big blind, defending with so much money already in there. Could get interesting, but this could spell disaster as both players flop top pair. Ferguson with the inferior kicker, starting this hand with 16 big blinds. Donnie, she must feel as though she's going to have the best of it more often than not.
Yeah, top pair, really good kicker. Also has that 10 of clubs in her hand, so this is going to be very tough sledding for Ferguson.
10 seconds.
220.
Ferguson does have
You didn't go.
a club in her hand. Bit of an emergency card here. Let's see how she proceeds.
Most likely never go there again.
As Weissman bets 220. A little glance over at her
Go
opponent.
to Jersey, it's like, check out the nicer areas.
Comes with a
I
call.
thought about like, yeah, I couldn't win a bracelet on the old skin. It was like a bunch of FTs, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go to Jersey.
Turn is the
Blind,
4 of
unknown
hearts,
name,
eliminating
new name. and
backdoor
just win one
club
there.
draws.
Right around a pot size bet left for Ferguson. Let's see what she decides to come with. It's a check.
I mean, this is such a setup. The way this board is showing, the dynamics of under the gun versus big blind.
The dynamics of big chip leader.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like it's just.
Clock counting down on Weissman. And he moves all in. Ferguson now put to the test. Does she have confidence in her King 10? Donnie, how often are we going to be beat here?
I mean, if she figures this out, we'll just put her in the Poker Hall of Fame right now because I could not figure this one out. I mean, I do think there's a world where Weissman can be betting worse for value.
You did.
Queen 10, Jack 10, for example, 10-9.
Yeah, it counts.
Depends on your risk.
And there it is.
10.
Ferguson makes the call to see the bad news. And you can see it by the wry smile on her face. Nothing really she could do here as we await the river card. Still 2 outs. The King of Clubs has already been folded. Natalie Ferguson about to be our 6th place finisher unless she finds a king on the river. Let's see what the dealer has in store for her. Bring us the river card. It's the ace of
You're
diamonds.
Playing with you guys.
Weissman
Good luck,
improves to
everybody.
2 pair
Thanks.
as Natalie Weissman says her goodbyes, collecting $24,000 for her efforts in this event. I'm sure we'll see her again in the next one as well, as Joey Weissman
You're next.
leaps out in front up to 5.6 million.
You don't want to get
We are
into
down
a
to the
folding
final
battle
5.
with me, man. I can fold with the best of them.
And out of nowhere, Sam Laskowitz
you
making
fold
those
like
2 folds when he got dealt
700?
those aces twice, you know, and now
I'm like that. That's fine.
he's laddered up
Right.
successfully and a few more bucks in his pocket.
But they also pick up aces. with
Everyone
double bluff.
guaranteed $33,600. Joey Weissman over there's just got, look at that, just a tower of chips.
One big blind, right?
It's on you, Aram.
Is it?
Single big blind on this hand.
Shoot. Sorry.
You're good, dude.
10 seconds.
Those are your time banks, Aram?
A lot.
Oh, yeah, these ones.
I have 11.
On.
10 seconds.
Laskowitz now all in with Jack 10.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Four big blinds for Weissman to call. He's giving me some Matthew Waxman vibes with that facial expression
That was
there.
definitely a Matthew Waxman, like stank face expression, you know, for sure.
No small one.
How bad can it be?
Yeah, I don't know.
Good fold. Good fold.
Good fold?
Good fold.
Got one through.
Good fold.
If there's a small blind, I think I call. Not sure.
I agree.
Gamble
I
too
think if there is a small blind in there, you might call.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of thought he was going to call anyway. I mean, wasn't that many chips. He can obviously afford it. 7-6, 7-6 can just be plenty live. So. Laskowitz with another one. He's probably going to shove. Queen 10 of diamonds.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I just
Okay.
On it.
Love my fold.
Laskowitz chipping up quite dramatically if he gets another one through here. Two shoves at these
505.
blinds. Worth a lot.
There's no small blind, no call.
Yeah, there you go. If there's no small blind, you said?
Laskowitz almost back up to 10 big blinds with that shove. All right, we are five-handed, 5 superstars battling for the win. If you want to battle yourself, go to playpokergo.com right now for a fun and free online poker game. So deal yourself in right now at playpokergo.com, available on web, iOS, and Android. Donnie and I will be in the mix as well because it is just too much fun to play poker, do some commentary, watch some poker. I don't know. I think it all goes well together. So please check it out, playpokergo.com. We're very proud of the game that is now available to everyone to play for free.
That year.
2 million. 2 million.
So good for TV. Like the Mad Affleck and all that. Yeah. Those are so
Weissman,
good.
Queen 9 of clubs.
I watched that one like not too
All in?
long ago.
The form is rough. He's all cash.
Moves all in, applying that pressure.
The Affleck hand's crazy too.
That's a fucking wild one.
Throws the backpack. Like that's. I love the emotion.
10 seconds.
It took like 15 minutes. To cut it down. So tilted to stay there.
Really?
I got like bring the camera and everything. To build up. That's probably why I hit him harder. He was just waiting for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, it's fucking brutal. Whatever happened to Duhamel?
No, I haven't seen him in years. Is he in jail?
Who?
Duhamel?
Oh,
Here?
The guy won the main.
Duhamel?
No, he's not.
He just played poker, I guess.
Oh, well, maybe he plays in.
Is he in jail? I don't know. That's.
What usually happens when people in the show around for a
175.
while. They're just in
10
jail.
seconds.
Poker.
really no. Make a headline.
Cheong finding the goods there. Ace, Queen of clubs. And Zobian finds 8s in the small blind. Zobian on 11 bigs.
775.
And he makes it 775, signaling some definitive action
Looks
might
like
be on the
Sam's
menu
out.
here.
All in.
And Cheong moves all in.
No way, dude. I crushed that.
We've got 2 former main event finalists squaring off
If I had
with
jacks,
Zobian's
I'd
tournament
bet,
life
but
on the line.
Ace queen.
And again, Laskowitz could ladder if Cheong manages to eliminate
really
Zobian here.
I don't care.
What a guy. Politically.
I actually don't either. I like everybody.
All right, here comes the flop. Let's see if Zobian's 8s can survive. And so far, so good on 10-9-5 with 2 diamonds.
He can't be dead.
Zobian looking very comfortable.
I beat Osmus twice yesterday. He's dead.
It would be a fun one. 2 of clubs.
I don't even need clubs.
8s have been tough.
10.
Jack of
Ace on the
clubs.
river.
Turn is the 5 of spades. Zobian looking very comfortable, needing to fade only an ace or a queen. River card is the 8 of spades. Zobian turns his pair into a full house and doubles up to get ahead of Joseph Cheong here. And with the field leveling, Donnie, does Weissman's advantage continue to grow here?
85.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a really good spot right now. You have 3 stacks in the middle that are all really bunched together. You have a very short stack in Laskowitz, and you are the very overwhelming chip leader. So expect a lot of pressure to be applied from Weissman, especially as long as Laskowitz hangs around, you know, pretty much on life support over there with as short of a stack he is, because Weissman can just really pressure Leonard, Cheong, and Zobian.
That's what I had against Natalie. Ace Queen club. When I bet 300 on the river and she just Snapchat.
I don't remember the board. Do you have anything?
It was a queen, right?
It was like
You
8,
folded
6,
it- you folded
3,
top, top?
8, 6, 3, 2 hearts.
You had ace
Check
queen?
called. Turns a black queen. Check, check. River
Yeah.
7 of hearts.
You had ace queen?
The clubs, yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, shit. Thought that's what you had. I thought you wanted to lead turn.
Suited
That'd be
Broadway
flush
cards
with
here
it.
for Leonard. King Jack.
8-7 with a heart. Snap.
8 would be 2 pair.
Yeah, it'd be 2 pair.
Oh, okay. The other one.
9-7 with a heart.
Right, 170.
Comes in for the raise to 170.
They're talking about that hand with Natalie Ferguson.
Yeah.
Saying that, I think what I heard is that it'd be crazy if she had a bluff. They said, like, you know, 9-7 with a heart, something like that. Well, they're gonna find out she had a bluff.
Oh yeah. I hope we're gonna witness them finding out. That'd be great. Cheong defending with ace-10 in the big blind. 4, 5, 8, 2 spades. Leonard 2 overs and a flush draw. Do we generally continue on boards like this, even though, you know, they're not in that pair range that you would like to see, but you do have those draws available to you?
Yeah, I think you want to have some flush draws in your check back range. And Leonard does check there. Gets obviously the most glorious card in the universe. Not only does it give him the nut flush, but the ace of diamonds connects, or sorry, the ace of spades connects with Cheong's ace of diamonds. And things just got a little bit more interesting because Cheong's got the 10 of spades here now.
So Patrick Leonard with the nut flush. 3 of spades also an option, but with how passive this action has been, Cheong could be in trouble here with the 10 of spades. Would you size up here if you're Leonard, hoping to get paid off by a low spade?
Yeah, I think you come kind of close to pot, if not full pot, maybe even a slight over bet. He does come just under pot, 440 into 460.
Cheong now asking himself the question, would Leonard check back big spades? And he makes the call. Leonard's going to show down the king jack of spades, and Cheong forced to pay this off. Is Cheong's reasoning here that most of the time Leonard will bet a big spade on the turn when he picks up that flush draw?
He might think, I think the flop, Leonard can go both ways, checking and betting, so that's part of it, you know. Yeah, he's going to check back some flush draws, but he's also going to bet some flush draws.
I'm pretty sure it's just always decent.
Also, you know, on the turn,
Yeah, true.
you might think that he bets a hand like, let's say, ace-jack with the jack of spades, ace-queen with the ace of spades, or sorry, with the queen of spades, stuff like that.
All right, so Joseph Cheong knocked down to 1.1 million. Leonard back up to 2.7. All right, chat, let me know. Who are you rooting for at today's final table? We had lots of Patrick Leonard fans in the chat. last night. I'm curious to see if they're all back here.
That was a pretty important hand for Leonard because it allows him some separation from Cheong and Zobian. Those three were bunched very close together in the middle. Laskowitz, the trailing short stack, Joey Weissman, the big chip leader. But now Leonard does have some separation, right around 800,000 or so between him and Zobian. So a little bit more comfortability. I mean, he's not totally comfortable. He has to, of course, abide by some of the ICM restrictions that are going to be on him with Laskowitz being so short there, but it does help a little bit to kind of separate yourself from the pack. Limp from Cheong here, check from Weissman. 7-3 deuce with 2 clubs.
One more hand. Then.
80.
Bet from Weissman and a fold. Jasper's in the chat says, does anyone know what happened there when 4 cards were placed face down next to pads and he flipped one? So they are approaching the end of a level, and the tournament staff has 4 cards. I think it's ace, deuce, 3, 4. And one of the players will pick to determine the number of hands they will play before the level goes up. So what we do here on the PGT and a lot of the high stakes tournaments do is when the level gets down to, let's say, 5 minutes left, 3 minutes left, whatever the number is, instead of just playing the timeout, you pause the clock, you draw for a number of hands, and then you proceed that way. What it does is it doesn't allow players to implement any sort of stalling tactics to align where the button or the big blinds or the blinds might be. You know, you could make it so that, okay, I'm going to stall so that the big blind hits Laskowitz when it goes up because he's the short stack, you know. So it prevents that sort of stuff, which can happen. I mean, it's part of the game. Yes, these guys have a lot of time extensions, and you know, it can be used as an advantage. Not that it's really breaking any rules because it's allowed. So in order to just combat that and get out in front of it, pause the clock with a couple minutes left, just draw for hands, and then it doesn't matter.
Zobian raising it up to 190. Leonard in the big blind considering. Leonard reaching for chips.
600.
And he makes it 600,000. It's a move we don't often see at final tables like these. The 3-bet bluff. Stacks generally shallower, which makes a move like this harder to pull off. But Don, do you like the timing here of pads?
Yeah, I think the timing's good. You know, once Weissman gets out of the way, Leonard is the new chip leader. He's able to apply pressure here to Zobian. He has a hand that he might just not want to play post, ace-4 off. It does have properties of blocking the premium ace hands that Zobian could have, kind of unblocks all that stuff in the middle. So it's just a really tough spot here for Zobian. And look at that, it does work. Well done by pads.
All right, so Patrick Leonard gets it done, picks up some more chips without seeing a flop. The players are taking a short little break. We are going to commercial and we'll be right back for continued action of this final table.
Poker, a game of infinite complexity. How simple can we make it? Every hand I play is a teacher, each emotion a guide. Our experience and technological innovation will help you unlock your game's potential. Octopi Poker. Pursue mastery.
Want to play online poker for free? With PokerGO, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, PokerGO lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore PokerGO on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
Yeah.
All right, here we are back already. Quick little break as the players get ready for the next level. Laskowitz still our short stack with 525. Weissman, 10x the stack with 5.7 million. He's got to be the big favorite as we get our cards back in the air. I'd like to welcome everyone once again. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth. We're going to be here until a winner is crowned on both YouTube and PokerGO. If you happen to catch us on the old YouTube, please smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. It very much helps us to spread the word on all the coverage that we have of the 2025 PGT. Blinds now, 50K, 100K. Signal for Laskowitz to get involved with ace-4.
Call.
Oh, and here we go. Zobian making the call with the same hand. This will most likely end up in a chop. Zobian with diamonds, though, has a chance to perhaps upset Laskowitz yet again. As he's been voicing his displeasure with some of the situations he's found himself in. All right, here comes the flop. Are we going to get a sweat? And no, we won't. Well, Club is still out there.
I really want to welcome you to my company.
No.
And that is the end of that.
Clovers have been like very bad for me recently, so it's nice to fade.
Clovers.
The Clovers starting to catch on with the players. I believe a vote was taken
We were
at one
playing
of the
for this
tables
main event
2
10
nights
years
ago.
I'd say you increase your stack by 14%.
Actually, it did help. I got 3/4 of a big line. Will I win an actual all-in? We're gonna see. Yet to be done.
Pocket nines for Cheong. Monster hand when you're playing 5-handed.
10 seconds.
Cheong on 10 bigs. Slides forward a large chunk of the chips.
500.
Quick round of folds, and Cheong takes this one down.
Go 1-3.
This is 1-1.
Thanks.
There's 200. Yes.
Couple of nines here for Zobian.
1475.
1475.
Just about all of it. It's gonna get the job done here.
Yeah, one.
Do you know how much, Aram, you know how much you have, sorry? Do you know how much you have? Sorry, I just...
You're asking me?
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, thank you.
All in.
All in.
Six, 2-7.
1 million, 2 million, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 9. 2, 8, 50.
Thanks.
2, 9, 50 before ante.
Three and a half big blinds over there for Mr. Laskowitz, and ace jack off. So all in we go.
$350.
350. Fold.
Ace four for Patrick Leonard. He makes the call. He's going to be dominated. Laskowitz looking good here in a great spot to double up. Would still be the short stack if he does double. And still sub 10 big blinds, but you got to start the comeback somewhere. Ten, 9, 8 rainbow. Good spot for Laskowitz. 85% equity here.
Chop it up.
Jack.
Queen on the turn. That's going to do it. Only a jack would chop this one, but Laskowitz is safe. Rivers the deuce of spades, completes the board and completes the double up
350.
for Sam Laskowitz. Small dent to Patrick Leonard, but he's still in second place, trailing only Joey Weissman.
I thought you were dead. 9, 8, king, 4.
Yeah.
We don't play 125 big blind, right? Skips.
Turbo, baby.
Oh, it's 7 150 next?
Wow.
Can we add it back in?
Take a vote.
I feel like it should be in. I know, obviously, we're not going to.
This isn't like last chance. I mean, it's just should be able to play that level. Can you ask?
No, I like this.
Okay, everyone has to agree.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to change it now.
I don't give a hoot.
No, they could.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It'd be weird if they just changed it today.
It's fast enough.
I feel like we played 125 last year in the last chance, so I kind of remember that being a big line.
This year in the last chance, they did straight to 150.
I know that, yeah.
I guess they're just worried that we won't make the
200.
tournament today.
I mean, we have so much time.
Fold.
It's like 2:20.
I'm down to add it if they had it.
It ends at like 5:40. We have like 3.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's more just as it seems strange to.
It does seem strange. I'm surprised. I just want to do
It
everything.
was in there at one point for sure.
50% is pretty big.
I'm with you on this one.
Which one weren't you?
I like consistency. I want to do whatever they did yesterday.
Well, I can tell you there was no 125 big blind yesterday. I know that for sure. So.
Jack 10, 9, 2 diamonds out here. Zobian pair. Backdoor draws,
150.
gut shot straight. Lots going on for him.
Zobian does come along here. 6 of diamonds on the turn. Both players do have a diamond. Zobian's is higher. He continues to pass the action over to Weissman.
Weissman firing out 500K, and as you can see on the screen, only 11% equity. But Donnie, how does Zobian attack this?
I mean, there is a lot of strength obviously being shown here from Weissman. He has a very interesting combo, does Zobian. So the 9 of diamonds blocks some flushes. The king blocks a flop straight and king queen. So, you know, is your opponent going to be putting a lot of pressure on you there with one pair? I mean, maybe he could.
Can we
yes,
lobby to change it for the
because he's the chip leader.
upcoming
So
schedules?
it's just tricky. You also have Laskowitz over there on 8.5 big. So ultimately, does come
put it
with
when it's
fold.
heads up and add the level in. I think it's better. I can still play like blind heads up.
I would agree.
Once again, shout out to everyone who is tuned in. Please let us know where you're watching from. Always love to see whether we have an international crowd present here.
10 seconds. 225.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
Oh, here we go. Now the chat's back alive. We got LA in the house, Vegas, Copenhagen, UK, Hoboken, Groningen, the Netherlands. Let's go, baby. Peoria in Arizona, New Zealand, Philadelphia, near Philadelphia, New Zealand, Milan, Ireland. Let's go. Five-handed action at this blind level will surely generate a string of big all-in. So if you're tuned in right now, you came at the right time because these players are running low. Unless, of course, your name is Joey Weissman. Still sitting pretty. Action folds around to Joseph Cheong. 1.1 million on the button, and he's going to put the majority of his chips into the middle.
800.
And Weissman in the small blind with king-queen offsuit. Are we getting tempted by this, Donnie? Or is king-queen just too weak?
I think he could certainly, or sorry. I thought Cheong had just raised. I think king queen off is probably like the bottom.
Well,
king queen suited for sure. King queen off, a little less likely. But I also do think you take this approach here. You can just call, go to a flop. That's obviously a good one, and let's go.
King, Jack, 3-2 spades. Cheong with only 250K left behind in a world of trouble here as Weissman reaches for the yellow chips and puts him to the test immediately. Cheong probably glad he didn't shove this hand and left himself with 2.5 big blinds, but mounting a comeback from this small stack will surely be an incredibly tough task. Cheong with some pause, and he does make the call. Doesn't want to try and spin it up from 250K. Instead, makes the call, 250 into 2.3 million. Doesn't have to be right that often for this hand to still be in play. Cheong looking for runner straight, runner spades, or of course the simple way, just hit an ace. Not too long ago, Cheong second in chips now, almost out the door, and the turn brings a beautiful 10 of spades.
Good turn.
Giving him
action card.
A wide variety of new possibilities. 11 outs here for Cheong. River card is the Jack of spades, and Cheong goes runner to stay alive. And I guess sometimes it pays off to just get in there. Wow.
I just need some time to be like, fuck my life. Inside.
Joseph Cheong, all of a sudden, second in chips.
How much is the total? Million?
It's all good.
1,050,000 total.
Shit. Three of hearts, right?
Yeah.
Donnie, in a situation like that, are you surprised Cheong called on the flop and not perhaps waiting for a spot where he can still shove on his own?
I mean, he only had, what, 250 behind, so no. I mean, he's effectively putting his chips in pre-flop.
I had 1,050,000, so
325.
325.
Of course, helps having the spade.
That's 6.
Can also go backdoor to Broadway, so.
Leonard opening to 325 from the small blind, going for a larger sizing to attack Zobian's big blind, and this proves to be successful. By the way, PGT.com has live reporting right now of event number 3, which is underway inside the studio right now. 59 entries so far with lots of time left to register.
Like 10 seconds.
Seeing some familiar faces already in the mix.
Beat Jeremy off this twice.
Most notably,
Jeremy
Alex and
That's
Kristen
your time?
Foxen.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been like a needless slow roll, just because, for whatever reason.
I mean, I would have, but.
Yeah.
Weissman back to his raising ways, making it 225 with queen 10. Weissman still, of course, with the type of chip stack that allows him, or affords him, I should say, quite a bit more aggression than the other players. Can afford a little misstep here and there. Closing in on 300 likes on our YouTube stream, please. Don't forget to hit the old like button. Definitely helps us spreading the word of today's stream. Some other names in event number 3. Chino Rheem has jumped in already. Land Entice. Brandon Wilson of PGT Last Chance fame in the mix, along with Masato Yokosawa, David Peters, Nick Schulman, Eric Seidel, and Jonathan Little. Action Force Zobian on the button.
1375.
And that sounds like a very big raise.
Yeah, just about all of it. Gets through. Nice little pickup there. Wasn't too long ago that Laskowitz got that double up, but 3.5 bigs again. Gonna need it. Gonna need to find it. Card Sharp with a $5 donation asked if we're friends in real life. I hate this guy. I'm only here because they pay me. He probably...
They pay you?
He probably feels the same way.
Damn, you get paid for this. What a joke. Donnie and I first met, I want to say...
I don't even honestly remember.
I want to say... Were you? No, you weren't there, I think. You weren't at EBT Prague 2008. I think it was San Remo 2009.
Oh, Deuce.
And then we went to Monaco.
Probably met at the Fakasha table.
Yeah, probably.
Jack Deuce.
They used to, in the media room, they used to like...
Oh my God.
2 or 3 times a day, they used to literally walk in with sheet pans of Fakasha. They had 2 flavors. One was like a tomato, one was whatever. And they would just put them on the table in the media room. You had like coffees. Usually you come in the morning and there'd be pastries and whatnot. But
the creaking wooden floors. The table setup that was way too tight. You could never squeeze through.
My favorite part about that Casino San Remo, was every room that you walked into, and it was like there was all these different rooms. Every room was different.
Right.
But it was all the tournament, but it was all different.
Yep.
Like different floors, different walls, different painting, chandelier, like everything was completely different. It was a very, very cool vibe.
Laskowitz jamming King Queen offsuit for 350K. Cheong making the call with King 9, hoping for some live cards here. Laskowitz only for just 3.5 big blinds.
10 seconds.
Leonard thinking about this here. I mean, he probably figures his hand is very live.
Is that enough? Is that enough incentive to peel?
I mean, you're getting a really good price here. I mean, I think he's for sure in there if this hand is suited. But even so, I mean, is Cheong going to be getting in there with anything that like dominates you?
Well, now Leonard wants his cards back. look at Leonard's face.
He knows.
Yeah. Would have cost him 2.5 bigs to see
Thing
a flop.
is that there might be some times when Cheong has a pair above your 4-3, which makes you in kind of a really crappy spot. So
less equity in this spot.
No, I feel like I should win this the appropriate amount of time.
Full free, I see it.
But if I had down one, I'd be.
You would just want a 70-30.
If you didn't bet me out the
Yeah,
last
those are
dry
the
sand
same.
pot, maybe I would have called.
These ones play normal. Okay.
I have a lot less chips right now, though.
Like I had king 9 though.
I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
Laskowitz still
won a
fuming
bluff.
from the kings,
Gonna come 4-4-3.
obviously. But here he has a good chance to get back into the mix as ace
I don't
9
win
deuce
these appropriate.
rolls off the deck, and
I win them sometimes.
we might hear a roar
I win
again from
these when I-
Laskowitz as
when I
Cheong
finish too
takes
big
the
ones.
lead. Turn is a 7 of clubs. Those time bank chips might go flying. Sam
Get me out
Laskowitz.
of this hellscape.
River card 7 of
Yeah.
diamonds. Sam Laskowitz departing the hellscape that is the final table here. Event number 2, the PGT kickoff. Unfortunate run for him. Kings into aces, and now Joseph Cheong spiking
Win?
that 9 to send him to the rail. Laskowitz collecting $33,600 for his 5th place finish.
To win that, no?
And the final 4 will now play for that first prize of $124,800.
I had full free offsuit. I would have had to call the flop probably. Well,
Tough spot.
I'm not sure.
Here's a look at the current chip counts. Zobian, the short stack with 1.8 million. Weissman still comfortably on top, 5.2 million for
2.65.
him. As the pay jumps
Checker
get
is the
larger,
What did they used to
pressure
call
mounts
you?
on these
What was your,
players.
Me?
Yeah, your nickname back in the day.
Sublime.
My nickname, Joey the Baby.
No.
Never
Wait,
mind.
just what's the stacks quickly?
I was gonna say you're swinging hard today.
Joey, how much you have?
2.65.
265. You have
1.75.
1.75.
I think I had it.
Fuck.
10 seconds.
You confusing me?
Raise 200.
Okay.
I have 2.25. Well,
Weissman with King 9 makes it 200K. Zobian in the big blinds, perhaps tempted by the prospects of calling with a suited by an unsuited connector, I should say.
Right after the age of everyone getting a sick nickname. The Razor, the Dragon. I would have loved one.
Dragon's real good. Yeah.
David Pham, the Dragon.
The Dragon. Wow.
Ace 5.
3-4. Getting a walk used to mean something.
What's that?
Like, getting a walk used to mean something. You get that pile of antes.
It means a lot.
I just get your big.
You get more now.
Yeah, but you get it back because you paid for it.
Can't see the flaw in that mindset.
Queen 10 suited here for
1.75.
Zobian.
1.75.
Another one of those committing raises for him.
I only folded because I wanted
Gets
to
it
get
done.
To the next level.
Yeah.
one big blinds more than the starting stack level.
That's 75, 150, 150.
That's a sick level.
It's a nice level.
Here we go. Level of.
The level of death.
That's
It is
right.
upon us.
We need like a graphic animation.
I have two
Fire and like
Thanks.
The
lightning.
Grim Reaper comes in.
Yes.
Like,
Point.
We need Chino Rheem dressed up as the Grim Reaper, walking
The rest.
Sick
around the
6
table
million, something like that?
without saying a word.
Yeah.
There's
you know what we
12
should do
employees.
one day? We should put stuff We should have the team put stuff on the LED screens behind the players, but don't tell the players. Just like scary clowns.
Right.
You know, and then they just turn around and freak out.
And then final table 40 minutes.
That'd be so bad.
That'd be sick.
That'd be awful. Everyone would be maxing.
10 seconds.
But you said that you're rake free, so.
Wait, is the level up or is the level not? Must not be up. Oh, it is up.
10 seconds.
Couple of deuces for pads in the big blind.
2 million.
2 million.
Just gonna come with it. Quick fold out of Cheong.
Evening it up.
These 4 players are guaranteed $43,200. 124.8 up top.
10 seconds.
All of these events worth double PGT leaderboard points here in the kickoff series. Walk on that one for Aram Zobian. Ace-8 here for our chip leader, Joey Weissman.
All in.
All in.
Weissman applying that pressure with the big stack, and Leonard finds ace-queen offsuit.
Count. Sorry. I gotta count this thing. Can you stack your chips? Do you know how much you have? Joey.
Donnie, explain what Leonard is doing here.
I started him with 2.3.
2.3.
Before the ante.
So he's
225.
he's in second place right now, right? Obviously has a good hand in the ace-queen, but does he want to put this at risk? He's getting an eye on all of the other stacks just to kind of calculate the ICM in his head, see if it's worth the gamble, and he does ultimately go with this.
Oh
wow.
my God.
Okay.
Cover.
Joseph Cheong finds jacks.
2.5.
2.5.
What is going on here? And can Cheong get away from this? Should he want to get away from this?
This is the 6th spot. I mean, I know obviously everyone has gotten a bit more shallow, but it's...
Wow, the call is made, and we have 7.5 million chips in the middle. Aram Zobian will be laughing on the sidelines as the rest of the table has their chips in the middle. Joey Weissman, the covering stack. Cheong and Leonard all very close together.
2.35, so
7.5 million chips up for grabs.
Side pot, I guess.
Leonard has Cheong covered by just a little bit.
You want me to push forward or?
Unbelievable clash
Okay,
here.
You want to do that? I'm happy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can't fault Cheong for
That's
going
what it
with
is.
it. Jax is just very, very good in that spot.
You cover,
I mean, just
right?
what an
You
absolute
cover.
clash
Just,
of hands this is.
All right, here comes the flop. The most important flop of this final table, and it brings King, King 5, 2 spades. Cheong's jacks well out in
I beat
front.
Austin's twice yesterday.
Comes running 8s.
Weissman not looking good at all. You guys can see it on the screen. Less than 1%.
Cheong has believed in his success today after busting Jeremy Osmus twice last night. And the deuce on the turn keeps him safe. Leonard in search of an ace or a queen. Now Leonard does have more chips than Cheong and is also ahead of Weissman. So we might not even see an elimination here. The river is the 3 of spades, and Cheong triples up to 6.8 million. Leonard is left with 600K, and Weissman clipped, and now sitting on 2.8 million. What an absolute monster hand here at the final table of the PGT kickoff.
Oh, okay. I have 100, 200. I have 300 on the side then, I think.
Feeling pretty sick there if you're Patrick Leonard. Obviously in a great spot, and then somebody wakes up with jacks behind you, and it just kind of all comes crumbling down.
I don't know why it gives me so much confidence. I beat Jeremy twice.
Self-talk's important, man.
Just beating such a sun runner in 2 flips was just made my year.
It's 300.
300.
Enormous chip lead now for Cheong. 6.8 million. Definitely takes the wind out of your sails if you're Joey Weissman, but you have to remember that you are still second in chips. Leonard's over there with 4 big blinds to work with, so very, very short.
Didn't you
just got to kind of refocus everything and just get back to it.
Yeah.
But didn't you have 6.2?
I had a little less than 6, maybe. I believe.
You lost 2.5. So shouldn't you have 3.5?
Just they would have their clarifying stack, sorry.
Okay, I'm just wanting to remind you the time.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, I have 2.5.
I don't know if he has
How
the
much
right
did you
amount
have?
of chips.
Wait, what? 1 second.
I had 2.2 back total.
Yeah, you had
You
2.5,
should have
right?
6.825.
I should have 6.825. So that's 6.
Yeah, that's what you have.
7.
I lost
6.825.
I lost 2.6.
I counted everything first and
Yeah.
I do the main part.
Yeah, I guess. Are we sure we got it right? Because I feel like he.
2.2.
No, but he had 2.
He paid 2.2, and then I counted.
I know, but I believe I had 5.8, so I should have roughly.
But I got your 2.22, and I conformed and pushed to him.
Shouldn't I should have over 3 million, right?
The chips can't be in Aram's stack. They can't be in my stack. So, and if Joey's right, then
Maybe okay, maybe I had less.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
You must have had less because the chips aren't anywhere else.
Yeah, I must have less.
She just said a lot, so she said that.
Cleared up some confusion on Weissman's chip stack. Still healthy on 2.7 million as Leonard finds a monster given his stack size. I thought he was about to bet his sunglasses, but instead he's going to reach for a time bank chip, and here he goes. Moves all in for 600K with ace, jack of diamonds.
6 exactly.
All in.
All in.
Cheong is going to take a stab at this. Moves all in, and Leonard happy to see this showdown. Ace Jack versus King 8 might get him
Just
back
beat me
into
silently.
the saddle.
Don't give me any Jeremy stuff, okay? If you win, just win silently. I don't want to hear it.
Kobe.
All right, Joseph Cheong remaining quiet as...
Oh, this is definitely an auspice.
All right, Mona, you can say something now.
Wait, what do I need?
There's a lot of good tens.
Black, queen, yeah.
An 8, a king, a jack, a queen.
Actually, give me an 8.
8's fine. Diamonds.
All right, here comes the turn as Leonard takes this one up to 1.5 million. And Donnie, after all that drama in that big 3-way all-in, we still remain four-handed, and everyone still has a chance to win this thing.
If anyone could, it would be Joey.
Yes, I won.
You would have won.
I mean, this is the level of death after all.
3-4.
This is when the chips go in. We get to the 75, 150, and it's just let's go.
Yeah. Oh, well.
The floodgates open.
Just so you were asking. I don't know.
I meant like would you have called in one?
Leonard right back to 10 bigs. He will have to post one of those big blinds, being in the big blind now, but
what a swing, huh?
Quite a bit healthier.
All skill.
It's that big level.
You're almost out of the tournament.
Sorry, Aram, you have 17, right?
185.
185. Thank you.
You have.
That's $1 million.
Right.
10 seconds.
I have like 50.
Yes,
14. Exactly 14.
400.
Weissman makes it 400K from the small blind. The larger sizing, Donnie, used as a deterrent, perhaps?
Yeah, when you're out of the small blind, you want to make it, you know, less advantageous or, you know, less affordable for your opponent to be able to call from the big blind.
Now, Leonard does call off the short stack, perhaps motivated by a very wide range that Weissman might possess.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got a decent amount of his chips in there. Deems the Jack-7 good enough. Let's see if Weissman can follow through here. I mean, he just completely whiffs on the Queen 6-3 rainbow. Not that Leonard has anything, of course, but
$325.
does find the continue, 325, and that's going to get a quick fold out of pads. So just like that, pads went from 600 up to 1.5, now back below $1 million after that pot there. 950 for him. There's a look at our big chip leader right now, Joseph Cheong. Under the gun here. Jack 3 suited in the muck. Couple of 7s for Weissman. Probably a jam.
10 seconds.
All in.
All in.
Weissman jamming from the button, and Leonard
Ooh.
finds Queen Jack of spades. Is this within the realm of hands?
Yeah, what, 6.3 bigs?
10 seconds.
I think it's good enough here to get your money in.
Time extension.
Leonard doing
10
some
seconds.
studying of the other stacks, perhaps?
Yeah,
Short,
just
short by a margin, though.
I mean, he knows he's the short stack, yes, and then it's,
Time extension.
you know, how much shorter is everyone else? Most notably, Aram Zobian. Where's he at in chips?
And there he goes. Leonard commits his final chips, and he will be in a dead-even coin flip situation. Queen Jack versus sevens.
That was queens for a second.
That'd be outrageous.
Trying to get him to overcall.
Yeah.
2.2 million up for grabs. If Leonard wins this one, we got a really even match on our hands. Weissman probably getting sick and tired of doubling people up.
Hit a queen.
You want me to say the window?
All right, here comes the flop.
I had a check.
Jack 10-10.
It's a pretty sick window.
Great flop for Leonard, both a pair and also some backdoor potential in case he needs it. But of course, we can all see that Weissman is just looking for a 7 to improve here. Deuce of diamonds is not going to do it. Leonard has to fade just 2 cards to get himself right back in this thing, and the swings will continue at this PGT Kickoff final table. All right, let's see the river card. It's the 9 of diamonds, and Leonard will receive a full double up.
Yes.
You blink twice, and you go from 600K to 2.2 million, and all of a sudden, it's a fair fight again.
That does push Aram Zobian back down to the shortest stack.
Nice double.
4 players remaining, but he's still got 10 bigs to work with.
What'd you have? What'd you call with?
How many chips?
950.
Thank you.
All right, chat on YouTube. Please smash like. Let's get us to 500 likes. It's been an entertaining final table. I see you guys all hanging out with us.
I have 22.
Viewership continues to build as we see more and more big all-ins. I know you guys are all fans of the big all-ins. Can't say that I'm not a fan. With blinds at 75K, 150.
155.
Yeah, I know.
Limited room to play. Leonard on 14 bigs, Weissman on 13, Zobian on 10, and then, of course, the current leader on 41 bigs.
And that leader gets a walk. Joseph Cheong. Ace-9 off here for Patrick Leonard.
10 seconds. 300.
Comes with the raise. Weissman's got a king deuce suited out of the big blind.
10 seconds.
He's in there. Heads up between these two. We have seen him go heads up before. More than 800 out there. Queen 10-3 with a couple of spades. Only spade belongs to Patrick Leonard. It's the best one, the ace of spades.
Yeah,
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Probably be in Armenia.
Armenia.
Mm-hmm.
What's their family?
I'm doing a volunteer program.
175.
Unless they somehow turn me down.
175 continue from Leonard, and that gets the job done.
I would be going after PokerGo Cup and coming back for US Poker Open. So like February 24th to April 7th or something.
Oh, it's a long time too.
Yeah, like 7 weeks.
What kind of volunteering is it like?
What's that?
What kind of volunteering?
They decide what you do, and you can stay with a host family and learn the language better, become more culturally involved. Wow. It's 2 buttons.
Yeah. Joseph.
Just over 10 bigs here for Weissman. Action folds to him with
Yeah,
king 8.
that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
There's the jam. And Leonard with the quick call. Ace, king, dominating.
You can tell by the look on Weissman's face
Add to that Jeremy energy going.
that he is thoroughly frustrated with the way things have played out. Weissman came into today as chip leader, has been at or near the top for the duration of this final table, but all of a sudden, things can turn.
First place money and buy-ins every Sunday.
He was involved in that massive three-way all-in, which landed Cheong the chip lead, and now,
in the end,
fresh after doubling up Leonard, he will now take a stab of sending him to the rail, but he is not out of the woods just yet, because Leonard has to deal with the fact that Weissman just flopped himself an open-ended straight draw. Leonard with the prepay, getting those chips ready. Turn card is the 10 of diamonds.
Diamond.
I was thinking I'm never dead on turn.
Those graphics on the screen, we're missing a card here, and there it is. Slightly out of order, but it remains the same here. Weissman with 8 outs, looking for a 9, 8, or 4 to survive, or else he will be eliminated. And it is the 7 of hearts on the river. Joey Weissman from chip leader to 4th place. What a frustrating way to end his run here at this final table. He collects $43,200. And Patrick Leonard at back-to-back PGT kickoff final tables now, firmly second in chips behind Joseph Cheong, as he is up to 4.3 million. And Zobian, Donnie, we talked about this quite a few times, is just sort of casually and carefully sitting in the corner waiting for things to unfold.
He's just hanging out. You know, he's kind of just got a ticket to the show as everyone else gets their chips in, plays these crazy pots. Has worked his way down to 3-handed play, has Aram Zobian.
I didn't think I was going to win that one.
I thought you were going to win that one.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't feel it.
I would have won.
Could have gone either way, for sure. I mean,
could have, yeah.
Such a sick flop. Thought the turn would be like the 8 of diamonds.
I didn't even see you had back to diamonds, but
300.
400.
400.
Oh, sorry, 400.
Fold.
Try that again. All right, there we go. Fold 2 heads up. Fold 2 heads up.
Zobian says it himself.
Dude, I'm like busted and bought it like 4 times today, and you guys are still playing.
Oh, he's back.
You won 4 buy-ins earlier.
No, I'm only on bullet number 2. Well, now it's going to be 3. Who's got? Okay.
Chino, can you let us?
I see it.
Can you let us play, please?
I see it. Chill, boys.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
Fold.
10 seconds.
Chino Rheem running the show, as always. Zobian jamming with King 3, looking to starting to chip up a little bit.
Wow. Did have one Jeremy in my hand. One jingle bell, as Ryan calls it.
Did I tell you about the time he moved all in blind at 5K, big blind for 100K?
I think he did that multiple times. What happened?
Like a 700K pot ensued.
And he won?
I know, I won.
This creates action.
Yeah.
Leonard just swinging for the fences here, applying pressure on Cheong, who just limped onto his big blind. Leonard, one of the most well-studied players in the game, often describes his most interesting hands on his social media platforms. Well worth a follow. Patrick Leonard, go find him on Twitter and Instagram, mostly. Donnie, I think it's safe to say that you're a fan.
Yeah, I mean, Pads is one of the premier minds in poker. pretty much an open book on his social media platforms, and if you want to delve a little deeper, you can hop into his Telegram group that he puts the link on his social media at times, but he runs through hands, he goes over kind of the studying that he's doing, talks theory, all sorts of strategy. I mean, it's not often you get the insight that he provides, and does so for free, and it's great stuff. Here we go, aces.
Oh, wow. Zobian, with his patience, being rewarded as Cheong finds himself with sixes in a heap of trouble.
Jeremy.
I had sixes as well.
You really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
No, I didn't.
It's so serious. I beat Jeremy twice yesterday, buddy.
That's nice.
Sorry.
Today's a new day, baby.
Same tournament.
Cheong is channeling his inner spirit that busted Jeremy Oswald twice, the reigning PGT Player of the Year.
Not bad.
On an 8.
The flop's no
You
good
want the
though.
double
10-7-4. As Cheong calls for
Board
an 8 to
pair.
give himself some additional outs. 7 on the turn. Pairs the board. And Cheong
Suit.
now looking for a 6 and a 6 only.
It's a double color sweat, so.
River card, Queen of Diamonds, and
1, 3,
while
2, 5.
Zobian's chances increase to win this event, the same can be said for Patrick Leonard with the stacks a little more even here during three-handed play.
Four.
Yes. 1.
He jammed the button last
Oh, I
time.
did, yeah.
How much did he call all in for?
1.325.
2.7 now.
2.875. Yeah.
There's 300.
Leonard with the min raise. Cheong finds a good one in the big blind.
10 seconds.
Jack 8-5 might inspire some confidence from Leonard here to continue with the open-ended straight draw. Cheong 2 overs.
There is the continue right around quarter pot. Cheong's going to come around, and he better hope a queen doesn't peel off.
Exactly. Instead, it's the ace of clubs. Cheong now with a gut shot as well. Now, Donnie, do you think Leonard will often continue here as the ace pops up and him perhaps having the range advantage to have an ace?
I think he can go both ways. I think he could represent this ace, maybe not necessarily with his holding. He might just want to check back and try and realize that equity, but he's not going to do that, doesn't look like.
875.
875 is what Leonard comes with, continuing on the turn here. And look at this, Cheong with just king high makes the call. The question now is, if the river's a blank, is Leonard going to try and find a third bullet here? River brings that blank. It's the deuce of hearts. Interesting situation now for both players. Cheong with the check. Is Leonard going to give up, Donnie, or will the prospect of losing for sure if he doesn't bet be enough motivation for him to fire again?
I mean, left with 10 high here, you have no diamonds, unblocking those. I think Leonard could find it.
10 seconds.
I mean, I could also see a world where he does give up, yes, but I think ultimately he might lean to find this one. I will say, if anyone's able to find the bluffs, I'm confident Patrick Leonard can.
Leonard in the tank, 3 million in the middle. He's got a pot-sized bet left in front of him. Here we go. Looks like 2.3 million. And Cheong, not with the snap fold. We're seeing some geniuses at work here. If Joseph Cheong can sniff this one out, this will end up on a list somewhere of one of the best hands of 2025. The bet now confirmed, 2.4 million. And Cheong does decide to release. Patrick Leonard gets it through, and for the first time at this final table, the Brit now holds the chip lead. Absolutely massive hand there, going in the direction of Patrick Leonard, who sits on 6 million chips. That is exactly 50% of the chips in play, as we are still three-handed here in event number 2 of the PGT kickoff. A quick reminder here that you can join the tribe, grow the game, and pursue mastery by joining Octopi Poker for free over on octopipoker.ai. Octopi Poker is the most accessible poker study platform for all skill levels, so sign up right now, use the promo code, or excuse me, scan the QR code on your screen, and if you become a paying member, you're entered into the raffle for a chance to perhaps become a player in event number 1 of the 2025 Poker Masters.
2-8. Sorry. Went up 200K.
33.
33.
Thank you. This hand or next?
This hand.
This hand, really?
Yeah, this hand.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay.
We drew one hand.
Yeah, sure.
Seconds.
What you have, Peds?
Which hand? Which hand?
What did I have?
Which hand?
Oh, just last hand. The big one.
Big blind? 8-7 off.
No, the one you tripled, bro. Which one? You trolling? The one you just tripled.
When you're the button.
I don't remember which one you mean.
I don't think he's trolling, but the one you just triple barreled.
He's definitely trolling.
Jack 8-5. Ace 2.
King on the 10. Oh, ace on the 10? I can't remember. I think I had it.
Oh, okay. You are trolling. Very well played, sir. Very well played.
If I was bluffing, I would have shown it.
10 seconds.
Too big of a pot not to.
It's a lot of discipline to not show.
I don't have the discipline.
Wow.
You believe him? We'll see it.
2-4.
10 seconds.
Heads up pot here between Cheong and Zobian. Cheong raised on the button, Zobian defended. Second pair for Zobian approves him to the lead. Check, check. See the 8 of spades turn. from Zobian. Cheong checks behind, excuse me, and he improves to a pair of 5s on the river, but still no good against those 6s for Zobian. See if Zobian tries to come with some value here. Maybe takes just an approach where he's going to check and plan to call.
Time extension.
$1.5.
10 seconds.
Overbet here from Zobian, 1.5 into 1.4. Cheong with a little side eye there. Giving off the, what are you up to over there, buddy? Huh? Cheong does give it up, correctly so. And with that pot, Aram Zobian leapfrogs up over Cheong into second place. Only a couple big blinds separate those two. And then is that man right there, Patrick Leonard, aka Pads, up on top with just about 6 million.
3-3.
3-3?
Yeah.
I got 2.8. But that includes the ante.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Spade's not coming.
Sorry.
Zobian with a limp. Cheong finds King Jack off in the big blind. On I think 13 bigs after posting the big blind ante, so it could be a spot where he just tries to get his money in. There it is. Should be a fold here from Zobian.
I feel like I saved $350.
He did.
How can I lose with this guy on the rail?
Yo, it's a wrap for next week. I'm scheduled.
All right, cool.
Okay, it's all good.
Yep, and these guys are drawing dead now.
Hey, good luck, brother.
Thanks.
You got on the pause?
Yep.
It's like 10.4K subscribers.
Yeah, that's
it's pretty good.
It shot up. You got to pump out the content now. You got the.
You did some strategy too.
What's that?
Clyde has a podcast.
Yeah, a big one, like pretty
Really?
popular one. Like
What's it called?
10K plus viewers. It's called
Clyde's Snack Attack.
Snack Attack Arena.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the
I had no
juicer. I'm gonna bring the juicer on there and a little trampoline. Talk about health.
A trampoline?
Right?
Yeah.
Is he a big time flip-flop jumper person?
Yeah, but a trampoline, I mean, that's just not like something
You can just carry?
small to roll into
Maybe it's a
podcast.
small trampoline.
Yeah, my kids have a small trampoline. It's not like I can just walk down the street with a small trampoline.
Time extension.
Check.
Shout out, by the way, to Clyde, the Snack Attack. Give him a follow on YouTube if you can. Six of clubs on the turn here as Leonard and Cheong duke it out in a small one.
Okay.
This gives Cheong a pair of 6s, while Leonard is ahead with his 8s. And Leonard betting 350. Do you think Cheong might be tempted here?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cheong can just come with a check raise now. But if he does think pads has, you know, some bluffs or whatnot in this range, then yeah, you can just call, but...
On.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Cheong moves all in on the turn.
And Leonard asked for a count, so some thought here coming from him.
2.775. 2.775. Strange. We're gonna fold.
And look at this.
9-7.
Leonard gets away from his pair of 8s. Do you applaud Cheong for taking this stance here?
Yeah, I think it's a good spot to check raise.
Nice bet.
That does allow Cheong to get a little bit of separation back up above Zobian over there. Obviously cuts into that lead of Leonard, but...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you do?
And,
Oh, okay.
I did not mean to. 2-7 back, 2-9.
2-9?
Yeah.
And a couple of queens here for Leonard.
Queens have been a good hand at this final table. Helps Natalie Ferguson double up twice. Can Leonard find some profits here?
Sorry.
Comes with a raise and a quick fold out of Zobian. Doesn't even have to think about it when he's got 10 deuce off.
Give me some yellows.
What?
You want to give me some yellows? Make my stack easier to count. For everybody.
There we go. I guess mine too.
Leonard making a 400K on the button, and Zobian now the one to find a strong three-handed combo.
10 seconds.
Yeah, suspect we'll see a 3-bet. It is of the all-in variety. Understandable three-handed with the ace-jack off. Quickly gets it done. Nice little pickup there.
Once again, welcome to everyone who is watching on YouTube and PokerGo. If you're catching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. Really helps us out, spread the word on these PGT kickoff events. We have a few more final tables coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so should be a good little run. See some more
What's third place money?
tough lineups
47.
in play.
57, is it?
57.
Thank you.
Second one is 79,700, and the first place is 124.
Got it.
Some of the names already in action.
My
at
eyes
number
right?
3
Can you read that?
include Jeremy Becker, Alex
I can read
Foxen,
that.
Kristen Foxen, of
Oh, my
course,
eyes are bad.
David Peters,
Well,
These
and
glasses are kind
Landon
of
Tice.
legally blind. I'm -7.5. I got contacts.
Oh, you got contacts.
Great looking ace-king here for Joseph Cheong.
Lucky.
Starts with a limp.
Might get LASIK. Might get LASIK.
Going to take that limp raise approach should Leonard elect to raise out of the big blind.
10 seconds.
Leonard looks like he's got a decision here. Yeah, okay, 10-6. No decision. Checks his option. Here we go.
3-3-5, 2 spades on board.
Okay.
Do you have to totally sort of recenter yourself when you slow play a hand like ace-king and you don't flop something strong? Or do you still sort of pretend in your mind that your hand is very strong?
I mean, it's all relative to the situation. You're three-handed, so, you know, hands start to go up in value. An ace-king high on a paired flop like this is probably fairly valuable.
Okay.
I know you don't have spades and your opponent can connect with that, but I think your opponent is also going to have some bluffs in there. Hands like Leonard has, like the cards that are like 6 through jack, like those sort of combinations which don't really have any high card value and then are just going to be hands that you want to start bluffing with. Obviously Leonard pairs up on the turn with that 6, so just checks it back and going to try and, you know, get to a showdown here.
Okay.
I mean, Cheong could probably pretty much call a bet here, you know, depending on the sizing, of course. That looks like it might be some big sizing, huh? Million out there.
1 million.
Million is the bet. Cheong, of course, doesn't often use time extensions. We've mentioned that before, and there goes one of them in, so I don't think that this is simply posturing out of him. I think he's generally contemplating making a call here. Trying to figure out what sorts of hands that Leonard could have. You know, he could have hands that check back like a flush draw on the turn.
Wow, and Cheong calls it off with ace-king. Leonard tables 10-6 and rakes in a very big one. Cheong got himself into a bit of trouble here. Called it down, thinking that Leonard might be bluffing some of the time here. And Joseph Cheong now finds himself at the bottom of the counts.
Just unfortunately, Cheong has clicked wrong in 2 spots, 2 big spots against Patrick Leonard. You know, earlier when he had the king high, I know it was only king high, but it was the best hand. He was thinking about it a little bit against Leonard. Ultimately folded there, which would have been the correct call had he made it. Here, he calls, and it happens to be the correct or the incorrect call when he should have folded. So, you know, these close spots, they can have a lot of bearing. You know, a lot of weight at the end of the day on how things play out, and now you see Cheong getting pretty shallow here, sub 10 big blinds, as Leonard puts the pressure on Zobian.
All right, Patrick Leonard looks to be on his way to a beautiful victory here, but can he also do it at the PokerGO Cup, at the PGT Mixed Games, at the Super High Roller Bowl Mixed Games, maybe the PGT PLO Series, or the US Poker Open? These are just, you know, a few of the suggestions that we might have for you players out there, or if you're just a viewer, this is what we have in store over the course of the next few months. Check out the full schedule at pgt.com/schedule to stay up to date. You can do the same on PokerGo.com/schedule as well to be in the know on what to watch and when. What an action-packed start of the year we have.
Yeah, it's really great. You know, schedule is jam-packed. A lot of variety, too. Love seeing that super high rollable mix games on there. That's going to be an exciting one. The plan for that one, 100K buy-in. Hello.
Incredible.
Leonard here. He's working with 7 million. He's got ace-10. And he's just going to say, you know what, guys? You want to play, let's play.
I mean, Leonard is now, of course, going to use his chip stack to his advantage, pushing his opponents around. Cheong definitely handcuffed, being below 10 big blinds. Final three guaranteed 57,600, 79,200 for second, and 124 up top for the winner.
Queen 7 suited from the small. Cheong could find this one as a shove. There it is. Oh, that's close.
Come.
Probably going to be a call.
1.525.
And if he does find the call, does
1.5?
Leonard, then bad news for Cheong, and there it is.
Patrick Leonard calls it off, and Joseph Cheong finds himself in a world of trouble looking for a 7 or diamonds to survive here, or else Leonard will be heads up against Aram Zobian.
Where are you?
Leonard has not yet won a PGT event, but right now he is rapidly closing in on one. Joseph Cheong looking for some help. Is it going to be there? Well, not on the flop. Ace-8 for 2 spades, leaving Cheong longing for a 7. Joseph Cheong, 19.3 million in career tournament earnings. He's going to add a few thousand to it, but he'd love to remain in this event, and the 3 of spades on the turn is not going to make a difference. Cheong needing a 7 and a 7 only, or else we'll be down to heads-up play. The river card is the 9 of clubs, and Joseph Cheong departs, collecting $57,600, and we are heads up between Aram Zobian and Patrick Leonard. Leonard, the one with the big chip lead, 9 million to 3 million. We got an exciting match on our hands. We'll take a quick break for some commercials before heads up play begins.
You're not asking me. Ball live.
Sure, I got it.
All right, no commercials. Look at that. Just a quick look at the leaderboard as the action
right? For the
gets going.
There's no more extensions, heads up, right?
Oh, that you get? No. Didn't know you meant.
Patrick Leonard finds himself in unfamiliar waters, just making sure he's not getting any more time bank chips here as Zobian puts on the frown. The focused look here as heads up play gets started. Zobian has 3 titles on the PGT, most recently winning the 5K high roller at the Texas Poker Open, also winning a US Poker Open event in 2024. So Zobian quite familiar with this place. Patrick Leonard, on the other hand, perhaps the most well-studied and well-rounded player, Donnie, without a $1 million tournament score. I know that's not going to change today, but I feel as though it's just a matter of time before we see Leonard rip off one of the biggest events of the year.
Well, live tournament score.
Yeah, live's all I care
because
about.
he's had $1 million online.
Online poker, Donnie, is not real. Okay?
Monopoly money?
The Monopoly money. All jokes aside, Leonard, former #1 online poker player in the world, more than 25 million in online earnings. Leonard, by the way, coming back from just 4 big blinds to now the heads-up chip leader. What a turn of events. Zobian betting 200K here with 9-4. Leonard comes along with Queen 8, and again, we're in a situation where the strength of the hands will dictate the flow of this heads-up battle. I'm not sure how much familiarity there is between these two players specifically, but I'm pretty sure that Leonard has more heads-up experience given his incredible online resume.
Yeah, I know that Leonard views Aram Zobian as a very good player, a thoughtful player. And then entering, not this final table, but yesterday's final table that Leonard was at, he did talk on some of social media that he isn't as experienced in specifically heads-up play when there's a big blind ante. So he wasn't necessarily sure on that aspect of things and the strategies, and then he would focus more of his overnight studies and before coming into the final table on, you know, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3-handed play. That said, he has played a lot of heads up. I believe it was either the last W Coupe or the one before where he won the heads up event, the 10K. So he has a lot of play, or experience, I should say, playing heads up. So even though the big blind ante aspect, you know, might throw things off a little bit, I think he'll still have a pretty solid approach. And then, of course, you know, it helps when you have a 3-1 chip lead to start. Now it's been cut into a little bit, but still a healthy chip lead for Patrick Leonard.
Beautiful gold trophy on the table. It'll be a hassle to drag that back to Europe for Leonard, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind going through the trouble. And again, we're seeing what we always see. Players not giving up on their big blinds. The value is just too great.
750.
Zobian makes 750 with King Jack of spades. Leonard with an easy toss here.
Four, you have?
4. Closing the gap.
Yeah, big time. 30%.
Call.
Check.
Limp from Zobian in position. Check from Leonard, so heads up we go. 8-4-3 with a couple of clubs. Check, check, 6 on the turn. Zobian not electing to bet his top pair in position. Leonard does pick up an open-ended draw here on the turn. Overbet 1 million into 600K.
Gotta love the way that Leonard is pressuring his opponent. Zobian's hands just looks too strong. Calling an overbet with action pending on the river always just feels a little bit weird. It's like
if you're the person calling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily comfortable.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. You know, and you're generally already starting to think ahead. You know, what's going to happen on the river? Am I going to be faced with another big bet? Am I going to have to call off my entire stack?
How does Leonard interpret this call by Zobian as the third club hits on the river?
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, he might think that
10 seconds.
Zobian has a 6, a 4, or a 3, not betting the flop, maybe thinking, okay, he's going to bet an 8 on the flop. Also maybe some ace-high, king-high type of hands.
Check high.
But if you think your opponent can have like a 6, if he hits that 6 on the turn, just the static card that comes on the river, kind of hard to continue bluffing at, so he just shuts it down.
Yep.
And Zobian really closes the gap now, up to 5.4 million as Leonard maintains a small chip lead.
Shiloh Zhao is mentioning the power jam, which we have yet to see from Patrick Leonard at one of these final tables, which is the big overbet jam from Leonard that he's made famous. But he's yet to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his patented move, and he hasn't pulled it out. So
There's still time.
I mean,
There's still time.
If he doesn't power jam,
I mean, Leonard.
I'm going to have words.
Leonard deserves the win based on the sunglasses alone. I am
You're
absolutely
5.5, I guess, right?
enamored by these sunglasses.
Quality stuff.
Both players bringing a good amount of swag to this table. I know it's not Nick Schulman, but still.
I do note the chip stacks. Leonard did start this heads-up match with 9 million, so it's been entirely Aram Zobian so far.
Ten, 4, 6, all clubs. Leonard flopping 2 pair. Zobian open-ended. Wow. We're getting some hands right away. $200 from Leonard to get things going here on the flop.
Yeah, tricky part here for Zobian will be, of course, the fact that there's 3 clubs out there. So, you know, normally you're looking at those 8 outs. Well, here you really only feel good about 6 of them. I mean, still heads up. It's enough to continue, yes, but just worth pointing out that it's not necessarily clean, at least in the mind of Aram Zobian.
3 of diamonds on the turn. Zobian adds a pair to his open-ended straight draw. No presence of any clubs with either player, or clovers, if you will, which was coined yesterday by Andrew Lichtenberger. Leonard still well out in front here with top 2. Reaching again for the big pile. That's getting smaller now. A slight overbet here coming.
1.25.
1.25 is the bet from Leonard. Again, charging a hefty price for Zobian to see the river card.
And do note that as another overbet, Aram knows that the last hand he overbet and it was a bluff.
Right.
Because they went to showdown. Right. He didn't fire the river. It went check, check. So he saw that, you know, on the turn, I mean, it's being bluffing, yes, but bluff nonetheless. So that can kind of play some mind games here with Zobian, thinking like, well, if he did it as a bluff, is it now value, or is it a bluff? You know, I mean, so it's tricky.
If we specifically look at Zobian's hand, Donnie, is he supposed to continue here at this price? Is there enough in Leonard's range that he can still make money off of? And, you know, I guess Zobian feels like that's the case.
And I think he can be continuing, you know, still on plenty of semi-bluffs here, Leonard. And also, like, Zobian does have some equity in, like, the form of hitting a straight. He did pick up that 3 on the turn, so.
8 of diamonds completes the board. Leonard gets the check mark. 3.5 million in the middle.
I think we're going to see all of it.
Would that be a power jam?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that this qualifies as a power jam because it's basically a pot-sized shove.
I mean, and Leonard moves all in. Zobian with 3.6 million left behind looks down at a pair of 3s. Stacks those chips down, verifies his own count. We are playing heads up, but still just a pair of 3s. What kind of bluffs could Leonard have here? That's the question he's asking himself.
Something with the ace of clubs in it, you know, that you started off limping the button with, not necessarily needing to raise here, as you see often in heads up play, a lot of limping in position. If he were to have a hand like, let's say, 7-8 with a club, you know, a double gutter with that flush draw, is he now going to barrel all in on the river when he picks up the 8 as showdown value? Probably not.
10 seconds.
If anyone is capable of a sick, disgusting bluff, it is Patrick Leonard, but we, the spectators, can all see that this time he has the goods, but that's probably going through Zobian's head right now.
Haven't really seen Zobian. Oh, there it is.
Oh, he tosses it in, and it is all over. Patrick Leonard tabling 10-6, and Aram Zobian makes the hero call with 5-3, and that turns out to be fatal. Patrick Leonard wins his first live poker tournament since June of 2022, and he does it in epic fashion. Well done, Mr. Pads. Well done indeed. And I'm sure, Donnie, it'll be a huge sort of monkey off his back to claim another victory, because it's never easy to close one of these things out.
It's bad.
I mean, 2 for 2 and a win. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Welcome to Las Vegas. Welcome to my company, as some might say, as we look at the upcoming schedule of the PGT kickoff tomorrow. And on the 24th, we have 2 more 5K final tables and then a 10K final table on Saturday. All streams begin at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, as we just saw a quick look at Jeremy Osmus, Jonathan Littleland, and Tice among those battling inside the studio right now. David Peters on the table right here. For now, my name is Remko Rinkema, Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth. Thank you all so much for watching, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. And maybe Pads is back. Maybe he'll go 3 in a row. Come back to find out. Thank you so much for watching.